Is it sane? Is it possible? Still I ask myself, are we our game? It's not logical, but you contemplate, are we am I?
Yes. We yeah. Steve Dangle on the SDPN YouTube channel. Click like, click subscribe. Tell all your friends. Sup, Steve? Not much. Just getting ready for game 4. And so is Brandon Bussey. And so is Pyotr Kochetkov. Vegas with roughly the same lineup. I think they've swapped some guys. Right? But Carolina's got the big ones. Jesse Granger with the Golden Knights lineup. Barbashev, Eichel, Stone, Howden, Carlson, Marner, Hurdle, Sissons, Dorofeev, Cole Smith, Nick Dowd, Keegan Colasar is your fourth line. McNabb, Theodore, Lozon, Anderson, Hannafin, Coglin, and Hart in net. Hill as the backup. I didn't realize Hill was the backup. I mean, probably ought to be. You want to cup with them. Canes Svechnikov, Aho, Martinuk. That's different. Stankoven, Blake Hall. That stays together. Jarvis, Ehlers, uh, on the wings of Stahl. Carrier, Jankowski. Oh, Carrier's still in. I thought he'd be out. Carrier, Jankowski, Robinson. Now, I shouldn't say that's new. It's new to start the game this way, but they switched to those lines partway through several of these games, actually. Uh, Slavin, Chatfield, Miller, Walker, Gostisbehere, Nikishin. Bussy is in net. Kochekov's backing up. Here's what you need to know. Freddie Anderson is in street clothes tonight. He's not playing. That's a huge deal. And he has to be hurt. Uh, we've talked about this. He's been playing with a heavy heart. It could be that. Uh, he took a very stiff headshot from Ivan Barbashev during the second period of last game. That was before he even allowed a goal officially. Could be that. He's not healthy scratch. That makes no sense. He got them to the Stanley Cup final. I don't care how poorly he's played since then. Like, I would start Bussy as well, but to not have him on the bench, he has to be hurt. Pyotr Kochekov has not played an NHL game since December 20th, and he played 2 AHL games in April. That was his last action. It's June 9th. That's the guy backing up Brandon Bussy. Like, that's the guy who, if things go bad for Bussy tonight, is getting thrown into the game. The Hurricanes are not a dumb organization. If Freddie could go tonight, Freddie would go. This is big. There's a lot riding on the shoulders of Brandon Bussy tonight. Freak says, "Hey Steve, now that it looks like Mike Babcock is close to being the Oilers coach, how long till McJesus says he wants out?" More and more is going to come out. If McDavid did not want this to happen, no. Bussy is starting. It's not Kochekov. Sorry if I didn't make that clear. If McDavid did not want Mike Babcock as his coach, Mike Babcock would not be his coach. Sad that guys like Babcock, Quenville, Hart, and Brett Howden keep getting second and third chances. One day pro sports will change for the better. It's been a great year for good hockey and bad people. Nathan Bula, have you heard the new Protest the Hero song yet? I have not, but would love to. So with Anderson out, I'm like 99% sure Carolina has no other Conn Smythe options. Means no matter what, I think it's Marner. It's definitely possible. I was on I was on the side of if Carolina wins, Marner can't win it. But after what he did in game 3, I'm a lot more on the fence. Corrupted says, "Steve! Hey, how you doing?" Stankoven is a good option, but Stankoven, like, here. Marner's got like 30 points. Stankoven has 14. 10 goals, 3 assists for 14 points, which is like, I don't want to sound like I'm poo-pooing it. It is extremely good. But like, is that enough to like, does Marner have more than double? He has double. 28 points in 19 games. Stankoven is playing fewer games, but like not by a crazy amount. How often does a team who swaps goalies win the cup? A lot. I guess the question is, how often does the team who swaps goalies during the cup final win the cup? Because teams swap goalies mid playoff all the time. Uh, I can't remember if Vegas did in 2023. Colorado definitely did in 2022. Bobrovsky is Bobrovsky. Vasilevsky is Vasilevsky. Jaguar, when the Ducks won in 2007, needed Brizgalov. Cam Ward took over for Martin Gerber. There's quite a few examples. Controversial, but Hart for Conn Smythe? No. Someone made a great point. They're like, even if you think he should or whatever, no one's going to vote for him. And also, he's not the reason they're winning these games. His numbers are awful. Andersons are awfler. Francois Lebel. So if Babcock goes to Edmonton, McDavid makes a great 2C for the Habs. Choo choo. Man, I think the second the Stanley Cup final is over, we are going to get clobbered with a news bomb. Clobbered. The Larkin stuff, the Cassidy stuff, which has been buried in all of this. Riley is supposedly on the move out of Toronto. Obviously, this Babcock stuff. The Leafs still don't have a head coach. There's a lot, man. What obscure 80-year-old record gets broken tonight? I like you. You know how to word things funny. Freak 811, 92 pens, Barrasso to Reggett and back. 59 Leafs, Bauer and Chadwick. I mean, it's 1959, but yeah. Are they just redoing the same sketches last time? It looks like it. You know what, Drew? This game might actually get started sooner. Hey, no chance? I don't know. It's 8:13. Oh, I guess you're right. A man can dream. Question from Steve Dangle. Steve, did you score in beer league for back-to-back games? Yeah, I did. Glad you asked. Freak says, I wanted one you might know because we all know the last time the Leafs were relevant in a cup conversation. Meh. Producer Hayden is in the chat. Hayden, I would like to know how many third round picks for Dylan Larkin? Oh, yeah. Let's play 84-0 before we start. Let's go. Yeah. Yeah, I got to I'll mute it, but I'm watching. I still have not gotten 84-0. In fact, I think I'm getting worse. Carolina and Toronto's affiliates in the Calder Cup final. Yes, they are, George Robbins. That should be very interesting indeed. The Marlies have had a very weird playoff run. They've been propped up by goaltending, kind of getting outplayed a lot, but not quite as much against Wilkes-Barre. The more that series went on, the more they kind of settled in and proved themselves. Alex Nylander with the series winning goal. Okay. So 84-0. We're trying to make the perfect team. Oilers of the 2010s. This is a good start. Do I go? Okay, so you can do better than McDavid. Obviously, you can do better than Draisaitl. Do I go Bouchard or do I switch eras? I think I just switch eras. Don't overthink it. Just take McDavid, but I want Gretzky though. You know what? I haven't won with Gretzky yet. Let's fine. Or take Bouchard. Let's do Bouchard, and hopefully we get Oilers again. 2010s Oilers. Okay, this is great. So on this one, we're gonna redraw era. 2000. Shoot. Yeah, yeah. Go Pronger. Go Pronger. That offsets some of the Bouchard stuff. 2000s Avs. All right. We got Sakic. You can do better than that though. Wah. You can do better than that's not even the best version of Sakic. How dare you? I go Wah. Let's go Wah. San Jose Sharks 2000s. You can do so much better than Jumbo though in this app. No, I'm so screwed. I'm not even gonna come close. Do Thornton. I hate this game. 90s Blues. Frig off. Yeah, okay. Do Brett Hall. Do Brett Hall. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Do Brett Hall. 50s Habs, and we're looking for a left wing. Our options are Dickie Moore, Don Marshall, Bert Olmsted. Yeah, so all we can do is redraw a team, and we're not going to do that. So let's go Dickie Moore. How we do? In the end, we got 74, 9, and 1. Boo. Defense is awful. I know. Here, let me just catch up first. Congratulations on scoring a back-to-back games. Assume you didn't dangle a dude. No, all I do is shoot. That's all I do. Guess I'm new to knowing you're a protest fan. Question: what are some of the heaviest bands you listen to? Also, live show in Sudbury. We've talked about it. Heavy. Drew goes, pick the one with the most people. It'll be the heaviest. You're brutal. I do like protests. I once got body checked out of my shoe at an Alexis on Fire show. That was pretty fun. I'm not a particularly heavy rock guy. Yeah, pick Gordie Howe, obviously. Robertson and Riley to Utah for Jersey and Hayton. I would do that in a second, yeah. Oilers 2000s. Let's redraw era because Pronger didn't exactly do great for us. We got 2010. Son of a. Ugh. Yeah, just do McDavid. We're not winning. I hate this. 90s Bruins. Is that so? You're a few seconds ahead of me. Is that Bork? Bork or Lord Byron? No, I'll go Bork. Bruins 70s. Bobby Orr. Easy. 80s Flames. Mike Vernon or Gary Roberts. Redraw team. It's the 80s. 80s Habs. I go Wah. Let's go Wah. Montreal. Dickie Moore. Once again, Dickie Moore guy. How'd I do? How'd I do? Drew's about to reveal. Here it comes. Ah! What did I miss out on? 81, 2 and 1. Son of a gun. Puck is about to be dropped. Austin Walker on my first hard mode 84-0. Thus Tooney says the Canes take the game 7-5. I swallow. Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. Ban that guy. Thanks for the $2. That's very funny though that you gave me $2. Mad Hatter, favorite 90s era rapper. I'll get back to you on that. Puck is about to be dropped. Puck is dropped on game 4. Stanky for Conn Smythe. Bring the cup back to Kamloops. And if you were making the choice, who's your top pick to coach the Leafs? Ooh. Oh, big hit behind the net by Theodore. Bruce Cassidy's a good pick. If you can't get him, I want a new guy. When I hear Joe Pavelski, I'm like, sure, why the hell not? You know? Here come the Canes. Oh, shot. That's off the blocker and wide. Another shot goes just wide. Stone with it in his own end. Up the boards. I think this is going to be icing against Vegas. Steve Dangle here on the STPN YouTube channel. Click like, click subscribe. Tell all your friends. We got a face off here in the Vegas zone. Carolina wins it back. Chatfield on, off the end boards, in front. Logan Stankoven. Little bit of irony. Carolina puts it off the end board, squirts in front, and it's Stankoven who buries it. If Carolina's got a Conn Smythe front runner, it's Stankoven. It's Carolina with an early one here in Vegas. 1-0 Hurricanes to start game 4. Yeah, Lozon and Anderson can't get their guys. And Minor Matt with 20 SDPN memberships. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Andrew says, got a good feeling for the Canes tonight. What about you? Good to know I missed nothing for 20 minutes. Well, and then something arrived right on time. Wes Richard sent 10 SDPN memberships. Thank you, thank you. Bussy has to protect the lead. He hasn't even faced a shot yet, although that looks like it's about to change. Never mind. Here comes Carolina. Stankoven again. Hall with him. Taken down, and there's going to be a penalty. Carolina's off to an awesome start in this game. They're already up 1-0, and now they go to the power play, not even 90 seconds in. Hey, Steve, almost 2 years of VIP. You answered this, but it got interrupted. If you were able to find a place for the 1974-75 Leaf schedule, I think it's still behind where the computer usually is. I'm going to do a bit of a redesign of some parts of the Blue Room coming up in the next, I don't know, few weeks off season, because I want to. It's gone stale for me. Vegas clears it down the ice. Bussy out of the net to play it. Yes. Up the ice. Cross ice as Carolina gains the zone. Swatted away by Vegas. Gostisbehere with it in his own end. Jarvis. Ehlers. Hard around. Aho is picked off. Mark Stone. Breakaway. Shorthanded. Stopped by Bussy. Here's Hannafin. That's off target. Carolina going to try to counterpunch here. Jarvis. Here come the Canes with numbers. It's Svechnikov. Passes. That's into the feet. Svechnikov. Power play as 55 seconds to go. Man, you could see that coming from a mile away. That was not a good pass. Ehlers keeps it alive. Aho, shot. That's stopped. Svechnikov loses the zone, and Carolina's got to go get it with 40 seconds to go in this power play. Freak says, my wife bought me a stuffed pickle that says, you're a delight. I love it. I named it Richard Tickle the Pickle. Thank you for that. That's great. Bit of a hectic pass there. Jackson Blake, 20 seconds left to work for Carolina. Blake, Nikishin, Blake, Nikishin back at the point. Ehlers wants it. Stankoven back to Nikishin. Over to Ehlers. Ehlers a shot. It's stopped. Vegas can't clear it. Dying seconds here. Ehlers down low. In front. And another goal. Just as the penalty expires, it's Jackson Blake. 3.5 minutes into the first period, Carolina has a 2-0 lead. Worth noting, Craig Simpson just said it as well, someone has held on to a 2-0 lead in every game of the series so far, and every team so far has blown it. Carolina had it, lost. Vegas had it, lost. Vegas had a 4-0 lead, blew it, ended up winning in overtime, and now Carolina, very early on in this one, is up 2-0. Sean Shanley says, however, if Vegas loses game 4 badly, what do you think Mr. Tortorella erupts with? Look up what VEI means. I don't want to. 2-0 Canes. Will they hold on, though? There's the big question. 83-1 FML. Ovechkin, McKinnon, Hayduk, or Bork and Brodeur. That's crazy. Hurricanes in the offensive zone again. They've done very well in the first period in this series. Their biggest problem has been the second period, so this game is far from over. Martinook, Stankoven. In front for Hall. Can't get the shot off, and that'll be a face-off. Francois Labelle says, so Vegas will win. Scorton says, I'm going to see Alexis on Fire and Billy Talent next month in Montreal. What a lineup. Should I wear my Flow Buds Willie Styles shirt at the show? Yeah. Yeah, you should. I was going to buy memberships every time Carolina scores. This might be expensive. McNabb deserves an assist on that goal. What was he thinking? I have to go back and watch. This has been happening so fast. Seems like when I come to watch the stream, the Canes go up. Romanetti says, love everything you guys do. Steve, I know you're into birds. Thought you'd find this neat. Chaika means seagull in Russian. Does it? Steve, you like the red or black Canada soccer kit? I remember asking Adam and he said the black one. I agree with him. I have the red one. I like it. I haven't seen the black one. Carolina in their own end, into the neutral zone. Aho dumped. Theodore behind his net. Shots are 5-1 for Carolina here. Sissons in the O-zone now. Mission impossible in this series. Defend a lead. McNabb had a chance to clear. Instead, he nudged it 10 feet into the center. This is Mike Farino. Vegas, this is their first good possession here in the offensive zone. Anderson keeps it alive, bit hectically. It's enough, though. Sisson centers it. Bussy! Oh, what a save! How did that stay out? Carolina shovels it. Oh, Stankoven, shot, rebound. That's stopped. On, that's well high. Here's Carolina as they change. Walker around. Fourth line shift here for Carolina. Jankowski. Vegas gets out. It's a fourth line shift for them as well. Good forecheck here from Cole Smith on Keandre Miller. Carrier gets it out to center. Coughlin is Jankowski all over him. He's able to dump it. Ehlers. Vegas waiting for some guys to change. They handle it in their own zone and they flip it in. Slavin with it. Oh, loses it. able to get it to Ehlers. Chatfield with it. Chatfield's been very active to start this game. He puts it on. Jordan Stahl shoots it. Couple stops, couple hits from the Vegas Golden Knights here. McNabb back to Theodore. Oh, and another break. Stone gets around his man and scores. What a goal from Mark Stone. Dangles the jock off of Brandon Bussey. And here we are, not even 7.5 minutes into this game. We got 3 goals. It is a 2-1 Carolina lead. Vegas just cut Carolina's lead in half. He was one of the guys who laid the hits in the other end. He laid it on Jordan Stahl. Comes back the other way. Man, that's a nice goal. Holy. Sean Shanley. If Chaika is a seagull in Russian, there's only one thing for the Leafs to do in 26-27. Mine. Ray Adlington, prediction for which aged NHL record is going to fall tonight? Most goals in a Stanley Cup final game is looking pretty good right about now. Drew says the over-under in this game is 5.5. Marner throws it on. That's into the corner. It is now 8.5. Minor Matt says boring series. Vegas has the most obnoxious goal horn in the NHL. Nah, I wouldn't say the most obnoxious goal horn. Maybe everything around it, but not the most obnoxious goal horn. Oh, Sisson's hit. Hurricanes in their own end. Darren Dreger reports the NHLPA has asked the NHL to move forward with an investigation into the allegations Mike Babcock invaded a player's privacy during his time in Columbus. And this is from today. That's breaking news. That's really Dreger? It is really Dreger. Wow. Mission impossible to hire a coach for Edmonton. A boulder at one end and stone cold at the others is whoop-de-w. My LTIR king, says Girthy Bettman. Oil fan in pain here with the Babcock news. Go Carolina. And Francois Labelle says, I clicked like. Did you? Click like. Click subscribe. Tell all your friends. We got a game here in Vegas. Will a 2-0 lead get blown for the third straight game? Fourth straight game. Or I should say multi-goal lead. Because technically Vegas didn't blow a 2-0 lead. What a mess in Edmonton. Steve Dangle here on the STPN YouTube channel. Click like, click subscribe, tell your friends. We got a brand new Steve Dangle podcast tomorrow. I'm chomping at the bit. Cannot wait. And we'll also have a game to talk about that hasn't even happened. Well, it's in the middle of happening. Where are we watching from? Where are you guys tuning in from? Vegas did beat Florida 9-3 in 2023, but the record for total goals is 15 from 1973. Let's get it done, says Ray Adlington. Corrick Sr., most obnoxious goal horn for Steve is Boston, followed by Zombie Nation. It's not a good one. That 7-5 prediction I made is looking more likely, says Sean Shanley. You know what's funny? That wouldn't beat the record. Scorton says Brecken, Ontario here. Yeah, we got Cambridge, Nashville, Thunder Bay, Winnipeg, Seattle, Alberta, Elmira, Manitoba, a couple Manitobas, St. Louis, Oklahoma, Curve Lake Reserve, Living Room, Ontario, Birmingham, UK, Kamloops, Tilsonburg, Colorado, North Carolina, Malaysia, deep in the Vegas zone. They're able to clear it. Thrown back into the Vegas zone. Freak says Central Texas near Austin, and SLS is scared to see who Edmonton's third choice would be. That's kind of funny. What a good point. What a good point. If Edmonton doesn't land on Cassidy or Babcock, they have to go with another guy who's going to know he was not just second choice, he was third. Vegas trying to wrap around here. Carolina manages to get out. Miscommunication, though. Miscommunication goes both ways, and Carolina dumps it. Shots 8-2 for Carolina. Chatfield dumps it. Carolina outshooting the competition is expected. Carolina outshooting Vegas in the first period is expected. It's what happens with the rest of the game. Like barbecue Bruce, for example, Steve. Oh, good chance for Carolina. There's a stop. Another one. That one's from not a very good angle. Eichel is able to get out of his zone, tries to find Barbashev. Chatfield is first on it. Welcome to STP VIP, Daniel Hamilton. 9:40 to go in the first. Jackson Blake gets around his man but loses the puck. Hall fights to get it back. Stankoven, Jackson Blake is intercepted. Here comes Vegas, potentially a breakaway. Hand it off. It's Marner. Carlson loses the puck. Here come the Hurricanes now. Oh, nearly a breakaway. Hall went offside. Didn't touch the puck, though, so play continues. Here's Howden. Marner plays it back to the point. Lozon attacks to the point. Vegas holds the line. Howden gets around Blake. Blake swats at it. Doesn't work. Marner alone in front. No one got him the puck. Sean Walker. Keandre Miller. Vegas will change, and so will Carolina. Miller holds on to it. This is great first period. Up the ice. Hart has to play it behind his net. This is exactly, yeah, Drew. This is exactly the same first period we've seen the first three games. Oh, in front and a stop on Dorofeev by Bussy. That came out of nowhere. And Bussy handles that in the glove. 8:16 to go in the first. Sheesh. Whoop-de-W. PSA. Second period is when everything changes. It's kind of looking like it might happen earlier tonight as we go to commercial break. Freak says, Oilers' third choice is Torts after he walks away after winning the cup. Can you imagine? And Scorton, when are we getting a live show in Aurelia? I don't know. Bussy is more mobile. Got to give him credit. Dude, I agree. Totally agree. That's never really been Freddie's thing. Like, Freddie at his best was huge, very positionally sound, cookie cutter, robotic, clinical. He could do some pretty interesting things. His 5-hole was a weak point at times. Molly says Torch should leave. It will never be better than this. You know, I don't think he's wired that way, but it would be a pretty insane way to go out. Let me check. On June 24th, John Tortorella is going to turn 68. Yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe retire? This would be his 5th championship as a head coach. He won 2 championships he won one in the ACHL. I don't know what that is. One in the AAHL with the same team the next year. I don't know what that is. Head coach of the Rochester Americans in 95-96 with a pretty mediocre regular season team, 37, 34, and 5, but they won the championship. Obviously won a cup with the Lightning in 04, and then he's got a real good chance of winning it this year. When are you guys going to do a live show in Philly? Thinking it might be a while, but I do like Philly. Carolina sends it down the ice. Vegas has it in their own end. Ehlers. Jordan Stahl gets it deep. He's got Theodore all over him. McNabb up the boards, not out. Ehlers tried to shovel it in front, doesn't work. And now here comes, man, Vegas has been doing a really good job getting behind Carolina. Carolina just gets it deep. Barbashev. Carolina can't get it deep. And we got too many men, I think. Is it on Carolina again? Or Vegas? I didn't see it. And Torts looks upset. Let's see the replay here. Oh, how did that even happen? Yeah, 2 guys just go on at once. And yeah, pretty clearly 5 guys, sorry, 6 guys in the play, 7 guys on the ice. Please read my poem. Please send it to Steve. Bussy is bussin'. This is Sammy Lindstrom. So Carolina got 2 shots in their last power play. Didn't score. Aho. Cross ice. Moving it around really well. Aggressive PK from Vegas. Carolina with a chance to regain the 2-goal lead, although Vegas had the best scoring chance of Carolina's last power play. Aho. Goss to spare. On. There's a rebound. Jordan Stahl cannot be stopped. He's got another one. Off the rebound, it's 3-1 Carolina with 7:12 to go in the first, and that too many men was very costly. And Vegas has to battle back once more. Man, moving it around really well. Goss to spare. Oh, bit of luck there. Goss to spare. That puck was going well off target, and I think it hits McNabb in the glove. Batted down, and Jordan Stahl. Oh, that was going to miss by a mile. At least a foot. I mean, it's instinct, right? Ugh. And also he's got the cage. I'm grading McNabb on a curve. Oh my God. He looks so much worse today. He's got all the bruising. Shots 11-4 for Carolina. But again, this is how every game of the series has gone. Carolina controls the first, at least in terms of possession. Vegas runs them out of the building in the second, and then the third, we'll see. Carolina in the O-zone again. Jackson Blake, a little slow to get up. Stankoven is stopped. Another good scoring chance there. Drew's thoughts on Gabe, his captain, winning the Masterton today, asks Denise Campbell. Deserved 3 years, and then he comes back. VEI stands for Volcanic Explosivity Index to measure how big volcanic eruptions are from 0 to 8. I gotta tell my son that. He loves volcanoes. He is 5. Also, Torts did sweep 2 President's Trophy teams. That is true. And we got a whistle for a hand pass. Carolina's power play went from anemic to unstoppable. I don't know what was said, but something has him fired up. Frankly, I would be scared of Rod the Bod too. Dude, they were awful. They were awful. And now they've got 3 power play goals this series. They had 2 in game 2, I think. They scored 6 on 5 last game. Or was it 6 on 4? That might have been a power play goal, actually. Carolina with too many men no calls in this series, and now they get another power play goal. Baseball, huh? What? Hey, everybody. SDPN is proud to once again be part of the 5K fundraiser this June in support of the Get Real movement and Rainbow Railroad. Click here to donate. It's right down there in the chat. Help us out. Help out a very deserving charity during Pride Month. Lindsay, it's a poem about Marner called Dear Mitchie. This Babcock stuff is a mess. Wow, they're showing Jordan Stahl from I think he was on Hockey Night right before he was drafted. Traded at his wedding, if I'm not mistaken. From from Pittsburgh to Carolina, and I don't think he's ever left, has he? Jordan Stahl, 37. He's played 1,400 career games. It's so crazy. Deep in the Carolina end. Vegas with a little bit of pressure here. Carolina gets it out. Not enough for icing. It's in the neutral zone now. Dorofeyev lined up by Chatfield, knocked to the ice. Flipped into the Carolina end by Slavin activating on the forecheck. He's behind. Whoa! Throws it in front. Almost works. Oh, that goes wide. Svechnikov taken down by McNabb. No call. Sissons gets it deep into the Carolina's end. 5:15 to go in the first. That was a chance that went wide for Dorofeyev. He's been active tonight. Hanifin collects it in his own end. Into the neutral zone for Dorofeyev, who will switch off back to Hanifin. Bobbling around the neutral zone here. Kolasar gets it deep. Shots 12-4 for Carolina. Walker. Carolina Ehlers spinning. Jeez, he's been creative tonight. Robinson battling Lozon. Coughlin comes up with it. Can't clear it, though. Jankowski behind the net for Robinson. Carrier in there like a bull in a china shop. That's cleared down the ice very well. Not nearly enough for icing. That is icing. 4:14 to go in the first, and that's icing against Carolina. You know, Jordan Stahl, like I'm just looking at his career, he has 2 seasons of single digit goals. That's it. One was the COVID shortened 1920 season where he had 8. And then in 14-15, he only had 6, but he only played 46 games. Very consistently double digits. He had 20 this year for the first time since 2016. That hit the post against Carolina. Shut up, Steven. Vegas at the point. Marner throws that behind the net. Stahl battling to get it out. They do get it out, and it won't be enough for icing. Will McCarr stand aside for Ozelinch number 8 retirement? Is that a thing? I I doubt it very much. Walker hard around and out, and that's going to be icing against Carolina with 3:28 to go in the first. Vegas taking back ground these last couple shifts. It's 3-1 Carolina right now, but oh man, Bussy didn't see that at all. Bink. Stankoven wins the D zone draw. Walker. Rasmus Anderson has it behind his own net. Hannafin up the ice. Stops dead in the neutral zone. Eichel bulldogs it across the line. He's got it behind Carolina's net now. To the point. Anderson fakes the shot, then takes it. Deflected by Stone, but off target. Hannafin keeps it alive. Eichel. Back to Hannafin on. Lots of traffic. Swatted away. Jackson Blake clears the zone and gets it to Stankoven. Stankoven back to Blake. Blake cross ice to Hall. That shot of a one-timer was off target. Carolina holds the zone. Hall to Blake. That's off target. These guys are slinging it around. Oh, that's going to be definitely. Yep, that's a penalty against Carolina. 2:28 to go in the first. It's a slash on Taylor Hall. Knocked the stick right out of Ivan Barbashev's hands. In Vegas with a chance to get at least one back before the end of the first. I don't think Vegas is going to panic if they go into intermission down 2. And I almost feel like being down 1 is a victory. Like, their second periods have been so good after flat first periods, which like this has been a carbon copy. You know, the goals have been a little different, obviously. The scoring chances have been a little different, but in terms of who is doing what, this is pretty much a carbon copy of the first 3 games. And if the second period is a carbon copy of what we've seen, then Carolina's 2-goal lead is in jeopardy. Dorofeev on, deflected, covered by Bussy. Just 8 seconds in, 2:20 to go in the first. 3-1 is a safe lead. Now if it gets to 4-1, oh, stop it. Got to get you a Stahl action figure for the background. Not a lot of Carolina representation. I do have a Jordan Stahl. It's at the office. Mike Schmidt, if we can get to 1,000 likes, I'll do a $100 dono to Get Real and 50 gifties. Hey, get in there. Let's get to 1,000 likes, people. Carolina wins that draw off the boards and down the ice. Mike Schmidt is the best. Sean Shanley, yes, the dreaded 4-1 in the NHL's 23-8. Hurdle gets it to Marner. Marner, Eichel loses it. Hurdle gets it back. Hurdle around. Dorofeev holds the boards. Walker gets it behind the net and clears it. This needs to be talked about. Before the awful challenge by Torts in game 2, Carolina power play was 0 for 4. Carolina power play is 5 for 6 since. What? Holy crap. Carolina gets it across the line again and clears it. According to Chris Johnson, an obscure 80s record has already been broken this game. Actually? I need to see that. In the most recent podcast, why did you equate Detroit fans getting mad at Larkin after he's asked out to Toronto fans dogging Marner before he left? Because I like to have fun and jokes are funny. Vegas shot into the glove of Bussy. Toronto fans are supposed to just eat crap all the time and never give it back. Stop. Denise Campbell, my cousin used to go to Hawaii to study volcanoes and lava formations. She was 20 feet away from an open fissure. Not a job I'd want. Holy crap. Ben says, I just went 84 and 0. Ovechkin, McDavid, Richard, or Bork, Stachuk. Yeah, not bad. Where's David Ayers? Hashtag bunch of jerks. And from ESPN app notification, Jordan Stahl becomes the fourth player in expansion era to score a goal in the first 4 games of the Stanley Cup final. That's insane. 30 seconds to go in this power play. Shea Theodore with it. Final minute of the first period. Rasmus Anderson, he's hit. Barbashev has it on the half wall. Gets it down low. Carlson can't get to it, though. Anderson keeps it alive for Carlson. Oh, Howden takes his man down. No call. Howden, it's in front of Barbashev and stopped by Bussy. 5 seconds. Carlson drives in front, stolen by Jankowski. Down the ice, and Taylor Hall, it's a breakaway out of the box. Hall, what a move, what a stop, and a whistle with 20.8 seconds to go in the first. This period is at everything. Wow. Ivan Barbashev is so good at hockey, dude. They're just showing a replay of everything he did. Oh! Hart keeps his pad just down enough. Hall almost tucked it under. He keeps it down. 20.8 to go in the first shots. 13-5, 14-5, sorry, for Carolina. They just changed it. Stankoven versus Dowd. They're kicking Stankoven out for Hall. And my guess is Dowd wins this, but let's see. Hall wins it. Oh, and then Carolina gives it away immediately. 13 seconds. Given away. Sissons. Vegas holds the line. It's McNabb. Down low. 5 seconds. Dowd leaves it. Hanovan. Cross ice. One timer. They score. Did it beat the buzzer? Oh, baby. Vegas, a one timer. I think it was McNabb. Might have beat the buzzer here. I think he did. And this might be 3-2 here. Wow. Rod Brindamore saying it's a goal. I mean, this isn't a challengeable thing. They're going to review it no matter what, I think. Tortorella's no? Oh, the replay on the broadcast says the period was over. Like significantly over. Let me see if I can see it myself. Like live. Oh, it's so close. You're announcing it now? Let's see. As a goal or no goal? Oh, no. After review. Oh! Vegas misses it by a hair. That's such a beautiful goal, too. Hanifin, what a pass. McNabb right under the blocker arm of Bussy. He must have missed it by maybe 0.2 of a second. So close. So it's a 3-1 Carolina lead, but not by much. Steve Dangle on the SDPN YouTube channel. Click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends. Captain Snack Bars. Detroit is has an ownership problem. The same reason they are about to trade the back-to-back Cy Young winner. It's Chris Ilitch being cheap. I don't know anything about that. He only cares about making money. He's also too cheap to fire Yzerman. Carolina goal differential by period. through 3 games. Okay, in the first period it's 0, in the second period it's -6, in the third period it's +5. That's crazy. Whoop-de-W says good goal. A good goal it is not. SDPN, hey, is proud to announce again we will be part of the 5K fundraiser this June in support of the Get Real movement and Rainbow Railroad. Click the link in the chat and in the description to donate. And Mike Schmidt said he'll give $100 donation and gift 50 memberships if we hit 1,000 likes. What are we at? We're at 804. Click, like, gosh darn it. We were at 3,000 for a minute there. Oh, no, I haven't announced the Bruins giveaway. What is the Bruins giveaway? Is that in my email? Maybe I missed it. No, I don't have it. Win a Boston Bruins Stadium Series jersey and Blades mascot figure. Contest closes at the end of second intermission. Click the link in the description. Pretty please. Girthy Bettman. So Vegas is 0-4 in goal reviews. That's actually crazy. Drew, do we have a clip? Let's talk about Dylan Larkin and how he's friggin' high if he thinks he's going to go to one of those 3 teams. Last one. David says, let's go Canes. If we win this game, it goes to 7. I mean, a more confident person would say 6, but let's go to the Dylan Larkin clip.
Dylan Larkin, just so everybody knows, asked for a trade a while ago, but it leaked at the combine.
Mm-hmm.
And, I don't believe the team is thrilled about that. It would seem as though they probably are not thrilled by that. And a lot of people are going, well, who did the leak? Was it Larkin's people? Well, they would have something to gain. Sure. You know who else would have something to gain? Any other team that is in the Dylan Larkin sweepstakes to put the screws to Detroit. Because instantly, when a player has no trade protection, they're working on a trade to quietly move him out of town.
Mm-hmm.
What always happens is that in perception drops their value. Although him with 5 years left at a cost-controlled number and he's 30 years old, or he's not even 30, he's 29. I don't know. I think people are still going to pay a lot of money for him.
I don't know who it came from. I don't know, or I do know who it didn't come from. Steve Yzerman.
Yeah.
No shot.
Yeah.
So here it is. I just can't wait for your reaction.
Hold on. Can I guess?
No.
I'm not allowed to guess?
Okay, you go ahead.
All right.
We need 3 teams from you and 3 teams from Jess.
Vegas, Florida Panthers, Tampa Bay Lightning.
Got it?
Oh, that's good. Minnesota, Florida,
Say
Tampa.
No, Nashville. Okay, interesting. All right.
Neither of you got all 3.
Okay, but we did get some.
I didn't say that. From Helen St. James, the free press has learned from a person within the NHL granted anonymity because of their because they are unauthorized to speak publicly, that these are the 3 teams on Larkin's list in no particular order. I'm not going to read all the reasons, but the 3 teams are. I mean, they were a lottery team this year, right? The Florida Panthers.
Of course.
Just another really struggling franchise. The Vegas Golden Knights.
Oh, okay. There you go. And I guess it's not Tampa.
This team lost in 5 this year. They stink. Minnesota Wild.
Hey, so we got all 3
collectively
in combination. Yeah.
Okay.
Man. All right.
Well, the Wild.
Sure.
I know CJ was saying on his show, he's like, I don't know how they get the pieces together. But if you're only limited to 3 teams, when I look at the packages, Florida could offer Samoskevich. But they'd have to offer a lot more than Samoskevich.
That's just not even close.
But I liked Urov, Stramel, and somebody suggested it could be like Wallstead too.
Wallstead or Gustafson.
I would not trade Wallstead now.
Yeah, you could pry Wallstead from my cold dead hands if I'm Minnesota. With Florida, I saw someone suggest Lundell, and I'm like, I wouldn't do it. He's so young and so ridiculously good. Look at his number.
Yeah.
That dude.
Yeah.
That's fire my agent Hall of Fame. Makes like $5 million. what are you doing? And then
you've already won with him.
And then Vegas.
But like, to me, it's like, okay, is it like, for Florida, Mackie Samoskevich and Carter Verhaeghe? Is it Evan Rodriguez? Like, somebody's going to be a cap casualty in Florida. We thought it was going to happen last year, but then Barkov got injured. They got the LTIR space, and they didn't have to trade anybody off their roster.
Oh,
I think because they're Florida, everything kind of works out for them. $10 million that Sergei Bobrovsky is making has come off the books.
You're right.
They are not squeezed for the cap anymore.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
But who's the goalie?
Your goalie.
Well, who cares?
The team.
Is it Bob on a cheap number?
Oh, now Jesse's talking my language. So you're not saying they walk away from Bob. You're saying crimes.
He's 37 years old.
And he's going to sign for like 6 times 3.
Is he going to ask for $10 million? No.
Oh my God.
Maybe he signs for $1 million because he loves Florida so much.
Maybe we just take a few years off.
No, you know what?
Maybe we just become a GTA 6 channel for a while.
Let the villains be villains. We got to let the villains be villains here.
Okay, but like they're going to win all of the time, though.
Well, if they
time.
could stay healthy, they are an old team.
You might win a regular season against them that we talk about for years, like the Raptors beating Jordan.
See, I know you're taking the depression angle on this one, and I understand that. But I look at who needs to get this done the most. It's the Wild. The Wild need this, which is why they're going to, right? They added Quinn Hughes, right? They added, I think they're going to try to re-sign Michael McCarron, which makes a lot of sense. He was super useful for them. The thing they're missing, the one thing, is this guy. That's the thing. Like, otherwise...
Larkin, Eriksson Ek.
And then Hartman, too. Hartman, who was playing top-line minutes in the playoffs against Nathan McKinnon.
And then Eriksson Ek, who you didn't even have.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you need to... If you're Bill Guerin, I think Bill Guerin knows, like, you need to get this done. And I just don't know, like, Florida's got a really high round pick, and like, they're in the top 10 in the draft. They could offer that, right?
So 9th, I like what you said with Verhaeghe. So 9th, Samoskevich, Verhaeghe, is that enough?
I don't know. And then
That's a pretty good package.
Are you able to clear that cap? Because I think, isn't Verhaeghe at $7 million or something like that?
7 and a bit, I think.
So if you were to clear, and Samoskevich, I don't even know, but let's say you're clearing $8 to $10 million in cap with that move, then you can re-sign Bob. If you believe, and Florida's going to have to make a call here, if they believe Bob at 39 can still do it. Now,
he can.
I would take that chance.
He can.
But
37. I just
37. Okay, sorry, Jess. So
I think the Minnesota thing makes the most sense. I think that's where you're going to get the most value. And one part I think we underrated is that Steve Yzerman will be ruthless with this and won't get bullied by the other general managers. He's not somebody I think that people are going to be able to take advantage of because of this situation. If he wants to make it hard on Larkin, I think he will. Because he does have the control in that Larkin is under contract. And I know Larkin doesn't want to play there anymore, but Yzerman will play the hardest of hardballs to make sure he gets a good deal.
We'll see at camp kind of hardball?
Yeah.
Well,
if it comes to that, I don't think it will. I think there will be a team that's willing to pony up what it actually costs for Dylan Larkin, and he's going to get that. But if it doesn't, Yzerman's not going to be bullied.
And then there's like, so the only one who can play hardball a little bit is if the Red Wings are enticed by the Panthers package we just talked about, because there's a time limit on that, right? Like that pick is coming up in a couple weeks. Here's the thing. GMs make deals all the time because they're on the verge of getting fired. Mm-hmm. At this point, what would it take for Steve Yzerman to get fired?
Nothing.
He's not getting fired.
What if he took a dump on the Red Wings logo at center ice?
Maybe then.
Maybe he just really had to go. Yeah. Like, I'm sure the Illich family could be like, maybe he just really had to go.
Exactly. Like, what if there was a reason for it?
That's, at this point, anyone, like, listen, we said this a few years ago and people were like, hey, now, enough time has passed and enough life has been lived. There is nothing Steve Yzerman could do to get fired. Mm-hmm. Nothing. Any human being not named Steve Yzerman would have been fired years ago. Definitely after this news came out.
It's been
so he can afford to play hardball because he's not going anywhere.
I think he's got a lot of leverage here, and that plays into this whole situation. So don't think that some team is going to fleece the Red Wings for Larkin.
Right.
Which is why I still do think that.
I really like what the Wild have in terms of a package because unless the 9th overall pick's involved, which is pretty great, you can even trade that 9th overall pick if you're Detroit. But having Urov and Stramel, who both are supposed to be middle six centers in the league when they top out, that's a good start.
Yeah.
And having a goaltender like I'm going to say it's not going to be Wallstedt.
I'll say Gus.
Gus, right? Then you have Gus and Gibson. The thing is, then you have to replace Dylan Larkin, which you can't, and because it's not going to be JT Compher, who's your. Well, it might have to be in the meantime, but
I think
you have no top line center.
I mean, they do love overpaying a third line center. So congratulations, Detroit Red Wings, Scott Laughton.
Yeah. Oh, it kind of makes sense, doesn't it?
And it hurts my heart.
Yeah, me too.
That hurts my heart a lot. I think the Wild can put together a good package for this player. I just don't think they can put together a good package for the Red Wings, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but can Vegas? What can
that
Vegas
one's
do?
Okay, I'm sure you want to go there. You're looking at. I'm trying to think of the young players they have. They have like Trevor Connolly, who has had a good AHL season.
Well, and they're not going to deal William Karlsson after the playoff he's had. And Jack Eichel's there.
Maybe.
And and then Thomas Hertl you're definitely not going to do.
I'm sure they would try.
Yeah, but Steve Yzerman isn't going to take Thomas Hertl. He's not. And Thomas Hertl's got trade protection, and he's not going to go.
I know. I don't think this is going to happen. I think it's too early. And I know Vegas is 2 wins away from the Stanley Cup. I think at the first opportunity, they're going to throw Mark Stone in the garbage.
Really?
Throw him in the dumpster.
Why do you say that?
Because they're the Vegas Golden Knights and don't give a flying fuck.
But he's not a centerman. They're going to need centerman back, right? Yeah, okay. You wanted to get your Vegas point in there. I get that. But in the Detroit context, but Mark Stone's not going to Detroit.
No, but we're trying to free up money and we're taking a roster player off. And Vegas is always going to do what makes the most sense for Vegas.
Right. Okay.
Right. So they're going to look at, who is an oft injured piece?
It'd be Hertl or Stone.
It'd be Hertl or Stone. Put it this way. I think if you're coming up with a Vegas package and you start by naming a good player, you're doing it wrong. If you start by naming a good player who has no red flags, because Mark Stone is obviously an elite player, but there are red flags. I think you're just doing it wrong. It's Vegas. They're always going to do what's best for Vegas.
But I don't think they're going to make themselves worse. And Mark Stone is such a good player that getting rid of him would make yourself worse.
Right? Which is why I don't think it's now.
Yeah.
Eventually they're going to do it, just not now.
Well, he's signed to next season, $9.5 million. And then after that, hopefully you get some sort of lesser veteran deal because he wants to stick around in Vegas. So
just let him walk.
It all might just work out for them.
Yeah.
If he doesn't think like, I need to make another $8 million when I'm 35 on this next deal, and he's like, I can make $4 million and just go win another couple cups with Vegas. Like I could see that working itself out.
Anyway, congrats to new Detroit Red Wing Aiden Hill.
Oh no, I don't think so. There's no way. I think Jesse's right. This is going to be this is going to be intense.
Yeah. This is why Yzerman's not going to get fleeced, and we name all the reasons, and I'm like, yeah. And then you look at the 3 teams, and I'm like, yes, he is.
No, but he doesn't have to just deal with those 3 teams.
Yeah, those are those teams right now.
31 teams to deal with.
Yeah.
And I think somebody's going to offer something really nice for Dylan Larkin because of everything we know about that contract and the player he can be. And how elite of a second line center he can be on like a really, truly good team.
Wouldn't you pick your top 3 first? And if the team comes to you and says, well, we just can't get a deal done there, then you go, okay, give me 3 more. Like, that's how this stuff usually happens.
Now, there's a couple other ways it could go. And Detroit starts hot, and which they often do. And you know what? I like it here.
I think it gets done before that.
It's fine. Or it gets done before.
Or like he doesn't touch the ice.
Like, okay, you can't.
Or he doesn't touch the ice.
Can he go back and be captain?
No.
If he's still on the team next year, no.
It's this. Yeah, you're getting into it. So either he doesn't touch the ice and it gets ugly, or he does touch the ice and it gets ugly. Boy. Again, any other GM in this situation is completely screwed. but Yzerman's completely Teflon and unfireable apparently. So this is I wish I had a stone cold opinion on this. Yzerman is such an exception to every rule in this situation. I don't know what to make of it. I don't know. Minnesota, I think, can put together an interesting package. Florida can put together an interesting package. Vegas, I can't wait to see whatever the hell they come up with.
Adam, adjacent question for you to this whole conversation.
Give it to me.
What do you think about the franchise mentality of keeping a person who's in charge for the continuity of the team? So your favorite football team, the Pittsburgh Steelers, they did this for 30 years twice, and then almost went the same route with Mike Tomlin, where we have a head coach who's in charge. They had 3 head coaches in, 60 years?
In their entire history.
70 years-ish. Because they said, okay, no matter what, we're going to win the continuity battle. We know our people. We know how to do this, and we're going to run our franchise.
And every single one of those coaches won a Super Bowl.
Yes, and it turned out successful. That's the bar we're judging everything at, and they won Super Bowls.
And so they're like Mike McCarthy.
Well, now it's a little different, but it seems like Detroit's kind of running it the same way, where it's like, regardless of the actual success on the ice here, we're going to keep the continuity because we trust this guy and he's going to be here forever.
Yep.
Do you think that's a good way to just keep running it back and just betting on we're going to get success because everything's kind of having the same franchise ethos?
If you're getting results, sure. I mean, the one thing I'll say about the Steelers is they, for better or for worse, they make the playoffs every year and they get their asses handed to them.
Steve Dangle here on the STPN YouTube channel. Click like, click subscribe, tell your friends. Merck says the shot is fired before the buzzer. Due to the fact of frame by frame slow-mo, it's denied. That's stupid. Surely it should be a goal, I think is what you meant, if it's shot before the buzzer. It's not how it works. It's always been about crossing the line. If you did the shot before the buzzer thing, it would really open a can of worms in hockey because the puck not usually, but often hits something on its way in. And like, if it hits something, should that be negated? It's tough. Yanni Avisto, as a Finn fan, I hope Carolina win it. Sedin Magic 1591, just a thought, but if you're the Canes, mix in a good second period. When is Vegas's first goal of the second period? That's my question. Drew, they're not scoring again this game? Okay. Whether they score or not, they are going to get a prime scoring chance in the first 90 seconds. Book it. Windwalker, NFL YouTuber Tom Grossi would make a great guest in the offseason. Raises money for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. He's on a charity tour right now. He's gotten into the NHL last few years. That's interesting. Carolina flips it into the middle as the second period is underway. Jarvis gets it behind the Vegas net. Shea Theodore, hit hard by Jordan Stahl. Now they're tied up and Stahl gets taken down. Boo Steve, bring back the clip. Sorry, no more me. Instead, you get me. Howden racing Walker. Walker gets rid of it in the neutral zone. McNabb goes and gets it in his end. It looked like McNabb made it 3-2 to bring Vegas to within 1, but he didn't score until just after the buzzer for first intermission. Stone with it at the point. That goes high. Eichel. We're still within the first 90 seconds. Eichel on Anderson, shot, and it's sent out. Bussy out of his net. Plays it to Slavin, to Ehlers. Carolina has to have a better second period than they've been having in this series. And Vegas has to keep it up. If they keep it up, they got a great chance of tying this game and winning it. Jackson Blake drives the net. That's a good save. Hannafin. Hall with it on his stick. Cycles it. Theodore's going to get there first by a mile, though. Gets it to Dorofeev. Sent down the ice. I think I might have called Dorofeev Hamilton. 16 can look like 15. Vegas now in the O-zone. Colton Sissons has a man in front. Can't find him. Good stick by Shane Gostisbehere. Gostisbehere in his own end. Likes to carry the puck. It's behind Vegas's net now. Agreed. A buzzer beater seems like a good idea on a clean shot, which this was. Icing against Vegas. But imagine trying to figure it out if it was a shot in time during a scrum in the crease. I think you got to do one or the other, and they got it the right way. Hey, Mike Schmidt gifted 50 SDPN memberships, dropping a 50 piece on our head. I assume that means we hit 1,000 likes. We did. So Mike said he would gift, or rather donate $100 to the Get Real movement and Rainbow Railroad if we hit 1,000 likes, and he would also give us 50 gifted memberships. Thank you, Mike. Love you, buddy. Do you think Chaika will be able to get permission from Vegas to interview Cassidy, or will they soil their pants and not pick up the phone? I could see them letting Cassidy go to Toronto because, like, what the hell's the difference? You play them twice a year. Edmonton, Vegas probably sees as their greatest threat in the division. Vegas sends it deep. Behind Carolina's net, Jankowski nearly gives it away. Keandre Miller back to Jankowski in the neutral zone. He passes it up to Ehlers, who fans on it. Did his stick? He thought his stick broke. He holds on to it. Anderson dumps it. Squirts into the middle of the ice. Jarvis back to Ehlers. Stick intact. Shoots it. If for nothing else, to just test that it works. It's stopped and we'll get a face-off. 16:47 to go in the second period. Freak says, well, we just had a 50-year-old record happen. Bussy's the first undrafted goalie to start a Stanley Cup final game since 1970. Who? Terry Sawchuk? Who was it? Wait, 70? No. 70. Is that Bruins Blues? Good Lord. Slavin. Shot from Svechnikov. That is blocked and now into the corner. Cycled. Martinuk. Can't quite get there first. Around for Aho. On. Blocked. Aho. Stripped by Mark Stone. And now here comes Vegas. Partial 3-on-2. Stone. Cycles it. All the way around. Carolina intercepts and they'll get out. Aho to Martinuk. That's batted down by Stone. His hands are unbelievable. Stone, cross ice. Is that a penalty? It is not. Vegas bench up in arms. Miller up the ice. That's going to be icing against Carolina. 15:59 to go in the second. Shot 16-6 for Carolina. So this... Oh, yeah, that definitely could have been a trip. Barbashev's mad. He's been pretty pissed with the officiating in this series. Vegas is looking better in this period. Carolina's looking better than the standard they've set for the second period, which is awful. But Vegas they're looking good. This game is not over by any stretch of the imagination. William Karlsson, they're going to redo that draw. It's Karlsson. Aho? Oh, it's because it was icing. I was like, why are these guys out there together? NHLPA is wanting an investigation prior to the Babs hire. Oh, we saw. Carolina wins that back. They airmail it into the Vegas zone. Hey, Dangle. Hi. Marner with it. With a dash of speed. Marner, the hands. Off to Anderson. In front. And they score. William Karlsson. They didn't beat the buzzer at the end of the first, but here they are. In the first 5 minutes of the second, Vegas pulls back to within 1. It's a 3-2 hockey game, and Vegas continues to roll in the second period. Marner, he's fighting off Jackson Blake, manages to get it to Rasmus Anderson around, finds Carlson, and that's a great shot. Bussy looked upset. Apparently, Stahl is the first person to score in the first 4 Stanley Cup final games since Mike Bossy in 1982. Okay, goal horn guy, we get it, says Sedin Magic. I don't have as much of a problem with the horn. The announcer is extra. Wait for that. Ah! There he is. And bling, 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 bling. When you get scored on in Vegas, you know you got scored on in Vegas. Puck in the neutral zone. Would love to have gotten this Marner if he would we have gotten this Marner if he changed the 93 sooner, says Sloopins. Oh, he got 93. What are you talking about? He got 93 in his contract in 2019 and spent exactly 0 days being happy about that. The commercial did the feed cut out for you as well? Yeah, I was concerning. All right. Eric Robinson fighting Lozon. Mike Schmidt, if Torts wins the cup, is it still the same thing as a coach winning 2 cups with different teams, even though he showed up in the 11th hour? I would say it counts, but there's definitely, I don't know if you call it an asterisk, but it's definitely a footnote that he got there with 8 games left in the regular season. Like, the NHL season's a grind, man. It's a grind. 14-14 to go in the second. Make a wish. Up the ice. Carolina's changing. And again, no Freddie Anderson in net to blame, but it's 2 goals on 7 shots. Carolina's allowed. Good chances from Vegas. Like, the slot machine jingle after a goal is the best part. This is whoop-de-w. I like it. It's a nice touch. Seth Jarvis hands it off. Jordan Stahl gets it deep. McNabb is complaining for like a face wash. You're wearing a cage. Here comes Eichel. Eichel fighting off Keandre Miller. Svechnikov. Here comes Carolina 3-on-2. Svechnikov around for Jarvis. Jarvis tries to spin off his man. Stone is going to take this. Eichel slowly, because he's trying to get it deep and head off. The Leafs would have had this Marner if Babcock hadn't been a jerk to him at the start of his career. Feel like that snuffed the fun out of hockey for him. Okay. $12:40 to go in the second. Shot from the point, deflected. That's off target. Stankoven. Slavin. Cross ice to Chatfield. Cross ice again. A shot. That's into the corner. Here comes Vegas. Now it's Marner. Marner. Stolen by Hall, but Marner gets it as he goes back into the Vegas end. Puck bobbling around a little bit. Keandre Miller, a shot. There's a rebound. And it's covered up for a face-off. 11:52 to go in the second. Oh, big scrum. Will Carrier going at it with Lozon. Northern Grace's 1970 Stanley Cup Final starting goalie was Jerry Cheevers, Steve. There you go. But Wasn't he in more than one of those? I don't know. Steve Dangle here on the SDPN YouTube channel. Click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends. Why don't refs grow beards? What a great, huh? I'm trying to think of interferes with the whistles. I'm trying to think of like I think it was who was it, Ray Scampanello growing up? Like guys had mustaches. I'm gonna go to like scouting the refs. Do any of them have any facial hair? Like maybe that's just part of the uniform? I've never noticed that. Not a whisker. On the linesmen, like I'm just looking at their pictures from scoutingtheref.com. So this is Jean Hébert, Garrett Rank, Scott Cherry, Jesse Marquise. Not a whisker. Now I'm going to fixate on this. Thank you. Wes McCauley, not a whisker. Chris Rooney, not a whisker. Devin Berg, not a whisker. Matt McPherson, not a whisker. And it was the same officiating crew for game 2 because we're getting down to it. That's so crazy. Am I just stupid? Am I the last person to know about this? Steven Schiller, can you imagine if Steve freak out if ESPN started talking about Wes McCauley's playoff beard? I mean, I just expect that though. Excuse me. Shot 17-7 for Carolina. Score 3-2 for Carolina. I'm not going to lie. It almost feels like the game is tied. Like when Carolina was up 3-1, it felt like it was tied. I'm just like, a 2-goal lead. We know this from the first 3 games is not enough. Chatfield is blocked. Kolesar had it. I think it got lost in his skates or something. And that's icing against Vegas. That was so odd. How many goals does Bussy have to allow before Kacheka goes in? Like at least 6, I think. Mike Schmidt, I found a replacement car in Saskatchewan. I'm going to fly there and pick it up and drive back with it to TO. Does chat have any places I should stop on the way back? What an adventure. Freak says apparently the NHLPA enforces a clean shaven. Oh, NHL OA enforces a clean shaven policy, much like the U.S. military. Mustaches are allowed, but no beards. It's not an official policy, but the NHL OA enforces it. Here comes Kolesar, hands it off. A shot. That's behind the net. A rebound. That's whiffed on. Here comes Eric Robinson. It's in the neutral zone. Jankowski is hit into the Vegas bench. Eichel got knocked over on the Vegas bench. Bill McCreary had a beard and goatee before he retired. Here comes Eichel. He's on the ice now. Now he's eligible to be hit. McNabb, shot. That's stopped by a block. Airmailed into center. Svechnikov to Robinson, back to Svechnikov, and cleared into the neutral zone. Oh, it hit the official. And Vegas fans are booing. Big hit from Martinook. Martinook around. Barbashev hits Chatfield. Martinook stepped into. He's battling McNabb and Theodore. There's a fun day at the office, eh? Around by Slavin. Svechnikov. He's been out there for a while now. He falls down. And Vegas gets rid of it. Mark Stone. Theodore shovels it deep into Carolina's end. J.G. Parsons says, why do the Hurricanes not simply use physical violence to defeat Vegas? You know, it seems like a ridiculous question. until you realize that's how most Stanley Cups are won. Like, literally. Jordan Stahl to the point. A shot. That stopped. That found its way through. Oh! Big hit on Howden by Walker. He stepped into. Jarvis, one-timer by Stahl is off target. Ehlers. Jarvis. Oh, bit of a stutter step there. A shot that's deflected, and that's off target. And here comes William Karlsson now. Good flurry from Carolina there. Here comes Vegas right on the counter attack. All action all the time. Theodore, he's blocked. Jackson Blake gets it all the way down the ice, nearly a breakaway. Hart's going to have to come out of the net to play this to keep it away from Taylor Hall. Down only into the neutral zone. Carolina. Oh, and that goes out of play, and I think the faceoff is coming back to the Carolina end. Steve, the Puckdoku website is a feature that tells you all the teammates in common two players have. I spent way too much time using it already. I'm into it. The violence has arrived. That's such an ominous thing to say, and yet you're correct. Commercial break. Steve Dangle here on the SDPN YouTube channel. Click like, click subscribe. Please tell all your friends, your friends. Who's winning this game? Who do you got? Throughout these playoffs, I've been doing my best. Oh, the Jays walked it off? Did they really? Throughout these playoffs, I've been doing my best to make a pick and stick with it instead of waffling. Jays, let's go. I said Vegas in 6. I'm trying not to move off of it. Closer to the heart. Who's winning this game? Can I tell you what my gut says? Vegas. Yeah. I have no confidence in Carolina hanging on because this would now be the third time or fourth time, sorry, that a team in this series, not just Carolina, wasn't able to hold on. Jesus Sanchez singles on a ground ball. Wait, what happened? How'd they win? Oh, it was 2-1 Philly in the bottom of the ninth? And Brandon Valenzuela drove in the winning run. Let's go. Love that. Chatfield. Can't get it deep. Hall. Can't get it deep also. Shea Theodore. People said this would be a boring Stanley Cup final. They were wrong. Because hockey gods humor. 100%. This has been the best second period for the Canes so far. The goal hasn't been Vegas's only shot on goal so far. Knock on wood, says Spicy Bricey. Oh, big hit in front of the Carolina bench. Nick Dowd and Logan Stankhoven got tied up. Is this going to be a call? Because Carolina's bench is quite grumpy. Swag Poppy says, I'm in Canada. Any live events? Vegas in 5. Yeah, I'm going to be... I tweeted it and I posted it on Threads and Blue Sky. I'm going to be at... Oh, yeah, that's interference for sure on Dowd. He almost looked apologetic. Was the cross-check on the side of the head? Can someone go to the link that I tweeted earlier for the event I'm doing at Indigo Spirit and just put it in the chat because that's coming up. I don't know if you're able to make it to that, but I will be doing that event. So this is a Carolina power play, 1 for 2 tonight with 3 shots. This is huge. Looks like Jordan Stahl getting kicked out of the faceoff dot here. Who's coming in? Aho? Looks like Aho. Vegas wins that. Hannafin, and they get it down the ice easily. R. Bruce and 5 SCPN memberships. Thanks, you beauty. Aho. Ehlers. Svechnikov. Ehlers. Gossesbear. Ehlers. Ehlers. Jarvis. Gossesbear. Across to Aho. Down low. Ehlers loses it. Aho. Back to Gossesbear. Gossesbear's shot is stopped. Chaos in front. And Vegas is able to get rid of it into the neutral zone. Long change, though, in the second period, causing problems. Oh, and Carolina gives it away. Vegas gets rid of it, and they will scamper for a change. A minute to go in this Carolina power play as they look to regain a 2-goal lead. But Vegas, always so dangerous shorthanded. Nice pass to Gossesbear, and who's he passing it to? No one. Vegas gets rid of that easily. 45 seconds to go in this Carolina power play. Nearly a giveaway to Marner. Ehlers. Marner, always dangerous shorthanded. He's doing a good job here. Nikishin. Jackson Blake. Hands it off. Stankoven can't get it back. They hold on to it. Jackson Blake. Nikishin. Stankoven. Blake. Stankoven. Hall. 5 seconds to go here. Ehlers. Hall. Hall is blocked. And now Vegas out of the box. They might have a chance here. It's going to be a 3-on-2. Oh, Theodore could have found Stone there. In front. Dowd couldn't get to it. Carolina gets rid of it. Not enough for icing. Heather the Avs fan sent 10 SCPN memberships. And now here comes Eichel. A shot into the glove of Bussy. 6:08 to go in the second. Thank you, Heather the Avs fan. I don't know if I ever actually got through that. Rearrange Aho's name and you get the dreaded HOA. I don't understand homeowners associations. Like, is that a thing? Is that a Canadian? Like, do they have that in Canada? Every time I see something about it on like Reddit or something, I'm like, that is the. What do you mean you're telling me what I can have on my lawn? I own it. Kiss my ass. What are you talking about? Let someone tell me what I can have on my property. Get out of my face. Anime Cowboy, want a better understanding of Tort's panel views lately. Will Torts get fired for a bad challenge? Sounds a lot like a parent saying, because I said so. Here comes Carolina. Martinuk gets it deep for Carrier. Slupin says, crazy the Canes and Avs didn't make Larkin's list. No, not quite good enough, apparently. Rasmus Anderson's going to lead the rush here for Vegas. Eichel. Oh, delayed penalty against Carolina. Vegas is about to head to the power play here. Looks like an interference call. Against Martinuk. Uh-oh. Let's see. Okay, that was Stahl. Well, would have been nice if they showed the penalty. But Steve Dangle here on the SCPN YouTube channel. Click like, click subscribe. Tell all your friends. Please tell all your friends. Hey. 3,000 in here watching. 1,159 likes. I would like that number to go up. Go up. Steve, I found your platform for mayor of the Schwa. Keep HOAs in America. Yeah, you're going to come to my house. You're going to take pictures and notes of my house. And you're going to fine me for the property that I own? Die. What? What are you? It's a crazy concept. Crazy concept. Oh, and I gotta pay dues to the pardon? Sorry. Sometimes I'm reading stuff and I'm like, this is how people live? HOAs are for people who like rules so much they want more of them. That's crazy. HOAs in the US are non-profit corporations who charge fees, and if you don't pay, they can foreclose on you. So you don't own your house. You don't own your home. Freak says, didn't like the Marner record I put up. Oh, I must have missed it. Oh, that what? No, I didn't. Vegas on the power play, and Jordan Stahl has a broken stick. Carolina immediately in trouble on this power play. As Vegas looks to tie the game. Long change too. Stahl is screwed. Marner. Down low for Stone. Stone. Eichel. Marner. Eichel. In for Hurdle. Back to Eichel. Eichel. Down low. Stone. Stone. Marner. Eichel. Shot. Stop by Bussy. They got to get rid of this, and Stahl has to make. Oh, Marner with the keep at the blue line. Marner. In down low. Eichel. Stone. Eichel. Marner. Eichel. Still Eichel. Oh, he hits the broken stick. Stone being shoved by Chatfield. 50 seconds to go. What an eternity. Even if Vegas doesn't score here, these Hurricanes are going to be exhausted. Marner. Shot. That's stopped by Bussy. Held on to by Slavin, and he just shoots that to the moon. As Carolina gets new men over the boards, Jordan Stahl looks exhausted. I work with HOAs in the USA as part of my job, and they are awful, says K. Berry. Here comes Vegas. They're not out of time. Miller. Wow, buzzes that right by Dorofeev's head, and they get rid of it. 5 seconds to go. Vegas can maybe establish the zone. Penalty is over. Directed into the corner. Hard around the boards. And I think that's going to be icing against Carolina. I got to refresh my feed. Hey, Steve-O, I'll be there and buy the book. Love that. Hi, K-Berry. We don't own what we own. That's the rule. That's the goal now. What are we doing here? What's going on? I'm honestly asking. HOAs are evil. Had a coworker who was the president of their HOA. He insisted that by keeping everyone neat and tidy, it kept property values up. Coincidentally, I hated working with them. Wings get Hartman plus 2027 first. Samoskevich plus 2027 third. Wild get Larkin. Panthers get Gustafson in a three-way deal. Thoughts? It won't be a three-way deal. It won't be a three-way deal involving the Wild, and it won't be a three-way deal involving two of the three teams on Larkin's list. I could see a three-way deal happening, but not the way that you described. I like that you're being creative, though. I like that. Here comes Carolina. 3:03 to go in the second. Jarvis. What? I thought this was America. Here comes Vegas 2-on-1. Shot. They score. What I tell you, this series is where multi-goal leads go to die. Vegas down 2-0 and then 3-1 with 2:52 to go in the second, have tied it. Under 3 minutes to go in the second, it's tied. We got a brand new game 4. Oh my goodness, man. I think that's Howden's. Why is my feed so sticky? Your feed's choppy too. 2:50 to go in the second now. We get a whistle. Howden 1 goal away from Bennett's total. Man, the series is so boring. Sarcasm. Canada version of HOA, Hockey Owners Association. Wait, you guys don't have HOAs? Canada, the real land of the free. We might have them, but like I've never heard of them. I discovered them online. They're like, oh, check out this person from the HOA. Oh, can you believe what this person did? And I'm like, where do you live? They do have them in Canada? There's just no money involved. It's all volunteer shit. Yeah, how about you volunteer yourself off my friggin' lawn? How about that? Chickadee says, is Howden the Conn Smythe conversation? No. I mean, in the conversation, yeah. But it's Mitch. It's Mitch. I'd be the head of my neighborhood watch. No shot. Yeah, we'd have a lot of birdhouses. That's true. You know, you can just enrich your neighborhood without the whole rigmarole of making people pay fees. You can just like be nice and do cool stuff. I don't know how this turned into the homeowners association stream. Here's Marner. Marner, spinorama, that goes wide. Slavin. Hall. Sends it to Jackson Blake. Shot. There's a big rebound. Oh, and we get a whistle. Was Hart crashed into? I think he was. They're both going. Who's both? So McNabb and Blake are going? LOL Cobra, welcome to SDP VIP. Oh, so Jackson Blake is going in for goalie interference because he goes in by himself, and then McNabb delivers a hell of a cross check after the fact. So it'll be 4-on-4. McNabb kind of costing his team there. 2 minutes of 4-on-4 with 90 seconds to go in the second period here. Down with the HOA. Leads are so meaningless in this series. Not the ones at the end. Americans need associations with consequences to treat each other like people. All right. We don't have to talk about the homeowners association anymore there, folks. Is this a timeout? No. This has been the story of this series. Shots are 22-11 for Carolina. It's 3-3. William Karlsson versus Sebastian Aho. A little confused about what happened there with Tortorella. He wanted Marner out there and I guess wasn't allowed to for some reason. Jarvis versus Karlsson. Rasmus Anderson with it in his own end. Gostisbehere couldn't hold the zone. Slavin around, skips over Aho's stick. Mark Stone, cross ice one-timer is wide. Rasmus Anderson around to Stone. Man, you make one little mistake against Vegas and you pay for it for the next like 30 seconds minimum. Stone passes it back into the neutral zone. Here he comes. He's got Marner with him. Gives it to Rasmus Anderson. Anderson, shot, stop, and covered by Bussy. 45.5 seconds to go in the second. Stove Dingle on the SDPN YouTube channel. Stephen M. Rich, is Adam right about the Canes having the easier path to the final? Canes really don't seem to have the toughness of previous East finalists. Carolina got the path to the final that they deserved. You know, like, what are they supposed to do? Refuse their opponent and be like, give us a harder one? You know what I mean? Karak SR said this series is fill in the blank. Insane. $115 to go in 4-on-4. 45.5 to go in the second. Series is star power versus willpower personified. Well, that's an interesting one. Carolina with it in their own end. 4-on-4. Walker plays it back to Keandre Miller, who's almost picked off there by Marner. Jordan Stahl. Cross ice to Ehlers. Cuts to the middle. Passes. A shot. That's well off target. And Carolina's got to scamper back to get that. 20 seconds to go in the second period. 15 seconds. Miller with it in his own end, being hounded by Eichel. 12 seconds. Miller up the ice to Ehlers. One timer from Slavin is stopped. And that'll do it for the second period. It's funny. We all seem to agree that Carolina had a better second period than they've been having. They gave up a 3-1 lead. Vegas scored 2 to tie this thing up at 3s. Steve Dangle here on the SDPN YouTube channel. Click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends. Hey, we got a Boston Bruins Stadium Series jersey courtesy of Fanatics and a Blades Bruins mascot figurine courtesy of McFarlane Toys. All you got to do is click the link in the description. Would you ever give a pet a hockey name? Yeah, I mean, Iggy was a hockey name. I wouldn't do Terry Pochuk or Gordie Hound or Mario Lemieux like you said. Iggy's a hockey name, though. It's because of Iggy. Stave Bongle, what is your favorite jersey of all time? Yours. I want it signed. This tornado better not cut my game stream and feed. Are you in Manitoba? Because it's crazy there. Yeah, no, buddy, I don't know why I turned into Bugs Bunny for a second there. A buddy of mine messaged me. He's like, well, boys, GG's, we're getting hit by a tornado. Naturally, we made fun of him. And then we're like, but sincerely, we hope you're fine. Sleeping snore laxative. How many OTs tonight? Over under 1.5. Ooh. I don't think we get OT tonight. Drew doesn't think so either. Drew, do you have a clip? We, on the Steve Dangle podcast, which we will be recording tomorrow, talk about the Leafs coaching search and how it is now expanded to Joe Pavelski. Oh, and also the giveaway for all the Bruins stuff. Click the link in the description and in the chat.
Let's talk about Joe Pavelski interviewing for the Leafs job that came out this weekend.
Sure.
Joe Pavelski, who people are they're drawing the comparisons to Marty St. Louis because he's really only coaching kids right now. He's coaching his son.
AAA 15-year-olds, I believe, or U15.
Yeah. And listen, there is you guys can say this and somebody will say this. It's, hey, they've interviewed 55 people. Mm-hmm. And Joe Pavelski is a guy that commands enormous respect around the league.
Not interviewed, just chatted.
Chatted.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
And
No, you're on the Zoom call with John Chaika, and it's not an
No, I
interview.
think
Okay,
he
sure.
wanted to make it sound a little more informal.
Right.
Like we didn't actually sit down with 55 people, but I've gone through a Rolodex of 55 people. And I think their actual interview process is closer to 20-ish.
Okay.
Yeah.
still
And you know what? I really
crazy.
like that. We were told once that, and I'll keep repeating this story, but I won't say who it came from. We were told once that when you make a managerial change in the NHL, the league often sends you vetted candidates. They'll give you a list of 10 to 12 names, and the top 3 or 4 are the ones they really suggest you hire, but here's some other people we should talk to. And I really like the fact that Chaika and Sundin are going, yeah, thanks for the list, but we're going to go outside of that.
Why
and talk
not?
to as many. Why not, Steve? Why not when Dubas was let go? Why not? They
Why
talked
not?
to 2 people.
I said wide net, but why not?
Oh, also, why not? Wide net. Now, a guy.
Why not?
Why not? Why Pavelski? And what's interesting about this is, you know, when we heard Laviolette and Waugh last week, I have to be honest with you. I told you this on the show. Neither of those names gets me out of bed. I'm like, okay, maybe you know better than I do, but that to me seems like a real wet fart. Now,
Well, Waugh gets me out of bed because I've just had a nightmare.
Yeah.
Whereas Laviolette, I think, put me to sleep.
he is an extraordinarily successful coach.
Sure.
And a Stanley Cup winner in 06 with the Carolina Hurricanes.
There's a handful of coaches that they're just wallpaper.
Lav is one of those guys. I do feel like that.
Like it's if you want an exciting pick, John. Like one of the criticisms I got when I was like, I don't know about this John Chaika pick. I think that's kind of dumb.
Anybody who
People
says
are-
they did know, come on.
Well, but they're like, well, you wanted an outside of the box pick. This is an outside of the box pick, and I'm like, okay, I guess. Joe Pavelski's an outside of the box pick.
He is.
Whereas I think Peter Laviolette is the box.
He is a 7th rounder
Mm-hmm.
from 2003. This is when they still had 9 rounds, so it wasn't the last round.
Crazy.
He has 1,068 points.
Mhm.
He played 5 extra. We thought he was cooked after San Jose. He played 5 more years in Dallas.
I made a video for Sportsnet when he signed that deal with Dallas, and I was like, what are they thinking?
Yep.
Wrong.
Turns out they were thinking some pretty good stuff. And, you know, what's interesting about him, too, American guy. And I wonder about, you know, him being 41 and being able to chat with some of these guys on a level that some of the older retread coaches can't.
Mhm.
You know, it seems like with Marty St. Louis and the Montreal Canadiens, yes, there was a lot of systems learning they had to do, but a lot of it too is just getting mentally on the same page. And Montreal's got to work on their system. It's not there yet. We know that. We saw that in the playoffs.
That was a great discussion they had on the CJ show. Like St. Louis was able to learn on the fly because the Habs allowed for it,
Right.
whereas the Leafs aren't really hoping to do that.
Well, let me ask you this. You've got Ekman, Larson, McCabe, and Tanev anchoring your defense because even this morning, I think it was on Barn Burner, Traeger said, Riley and the Leafs, it's done. It's already done. It's just a matter of when.
Larkin?
Larkin,
Sorry.
yeah. Then you've got, you know, Matthews, Nylander, Tavares, who are your 3 mains, plus Matthew Nyes, who's learned a lot and played a lot of hockey, actually, and Easton Cowan, who's coming along. I kind of look at what the Leafs are and go, do they need an X's and O's guy? I don't think so. I think they need a guy who can mentally get them on the right track again. Because one thing that is not talked about enough in this market is how the Leafs were bad last year, but they're not actually that bad. As bad as they were, we know that everybody across the board played under their level.
They might
everybody.
When they won the division, they might have overachieved. Last year was insane.
Everybody.
And a
underachieved.
lot of it's going to be solved just by not having Craig Berube coach the team.
Yes.
Another head coach who's playing a different system will have everybody take a little bit of a bump up.
I'm not saying that Joe Pavelski's the answer, but that for whatever, sometimes I feel like the mystery box, it might even be Pete Laviolette. Like, you know what I mean? Like but if it is, and they catch something, I feel like now's the time to take risks because you got Matthews guaranteed 2 more years, and then you don't know after that. You might as well go with something that might send an electric shock through that fucking room, man.
It's weird, but it's like safe weird.
Yeah, you feel safe about it?
If that makes it. Well, like one thing Martin St. Louis did was he proved that this isn't rocket science. You know what I mean?
It is not.
And I hate
is
when
not.
people talk about sports like you couldn't possibly friggin' understand. Now, how might Martin St. Louis have gotten through the barriers of making coaching rocket science? Well, he's a Hockey Hall of Fame player. Oh, okay. Well, what's Joe Pavelski? He will be in the Hall of Fame.
Didn't win a cup.
Didn't win a cup. Extremely good though. And if he's
Very
not
good.
in the Hall of Fame, he's right there.
Of course.
An Olympian.
Yep.
Damn near got the gold medal winning goal in 2010.
Yep.
Wrote about that in the first book. I don't know. It's a weird one. It's a risky one, but I kind of understand a world where it could work.
Jesse, what do you think?
I'm glad that we're hearing interesting names. Like, this is all a good sign for the organization that it's not just Laviolette and we're hearing, I don't know, Knobloch and whoever that's just coming in. Oh, they're waiting on Bruce Cassidy. I'm very happy that this is nobody expected Pavelski, who you mentioned is coaching 15-year-olds right now, to be in contention for this job. So I'm hoping that the Leafs are doing things differently this time around, because it was a lot of just, hey, sameness, and actually a lot of nothingness with Brad Treliving in that era. So now we're hearing different stuff. So I'm just kind of happy at we're interesting stuff coming out of the Leafs and Striker right now.
From a control perspective too, I kind of wonder if Mats and John will, my buddies Mats and John, I wonder if they will want a younger coach because it allows them a little bit more agency. Like if Peter Laviolette signs here, or Bruce Cassidy signs here, or whoever, right, that's been a coach for a long time, or Patrick Waugh, try telling Patrick Waugh to change his lineup.
Right.
But if you're a younger coach, you're a first-time coach, you're somebody that coached in juniors like the UC Ahokas, that conversation becomes a little bit more of, hey, we're working together on this, right? Because that's why we brought you in. We can work together on this. And I think that these guys are going to have a very specific way that they want this team to play hockey. And you remember with Dubas and Babcock would tell him essentially to shove it publicly.
Right.
And then they finally had to fire him.
They never found the happy media. They never found the happy medium.
And they would have found the happy medium.
Yeah. Babcock was stubborn and arrogant. And then you bring in Keefe, who it felt like was process driven to a fault, just like Dubas, which was better than the Babcock stuff, but had its own problems.
Yep.
And then we went right back to the Babcock stuff, kind of. I mean, by the end of his first year with Berube, I was like, hell yeah, dude, this is awesome.
Yeah. Well, they won the division.
Oh my God. I've never seen a coach poison his reputation in a market quite as quickly.
Yep.
Like just so stubborn, so arrogant. I always felt like Craig was going into business for Craig by the end of the season. The amount of times we're like, why are you going with the oldest lineup possible?
Well, it was an ethical
How many
tank.
poker games have you lost to Calle Yarncroke that he's still in the lineup?
Ethical tank, Steve.
Oh my God. It was agony.
Yeah.
Agony.
And like I was there for when he says, ask those guys, when
Yes.
the team's not playing well, and he just
That's not a unity.
That's
no,
not
unity.
When Brad did his press conference in December because they were losing so bad, so the GM had to talk, and he's like, there's a little bit of a disconnect. And then Craig Berube, like an hour later, heading into the pregame, he's talking. He's like, I don't think there's a disconnect in this organization. It's like, well, you guys are just disconnected about the disconnect talk, and it was just a mess.
Berube did exactly what Tortorella did in Philadelphia, just smarter.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And also the Leafs
And
weren't-
less overt, I guess.
and less overt, and the Leafs weren't clever enough to move on.
Right.
Like at the time, they're so. One of the things that's going to get lost if the book written about the next chapter of the Leafs is a positive one by some miracle is how unbelievably lucky they were to get the first overall pick. Not just because it was a lottery, but because of the way the season went, particularly post-Olympics. Like psycho that they have the first pick.
Yeah.
Completely insane.
But I would look at that and say, okay, well, you got the luck, so take the luck with you. Run with the luck. Sometimes
Nope.
you get lucky.
Nope.
And I don't know, man. Pavelski, for me, that got me pumped. I was like, all right, that would be cool. I just don't want to be like, I don't want to go back to like, all right, well, we're going to bring in this old coach, but he's going to learn new ways. I've been sold that shit before.
Yeah.
I don't want that anymore. I want somebody who's going to come in with a new vision. And I would like the Leafs at some point to let us know what exactly they want to be, because we still don't know that either. We still don't know what Leaf branded hockey is supposed to be.
I have no idea what, like, they've been so unbearably predictable for so long. I have no idea what they're going to do. That's kind of fun.
Oh, it's the best. I
Kind of fun. It's a little stressful, but it's kind of fun.
Do you guys think about the first round picks at all in the back of your mind? Because I'm still so unsure
for the next
of how the season can go, knowing that they don't have a first round pick this year or next year and it's unprotected.
It has occurred to me that the angst we're carrying could carry over for the next 2 years. Yes.
Yeah, because you don't have to chase it, but you can't bottom out. Like, it's not up to you to try and get another first overall pick because you don't have yours anymore.
I just don't really think a rebuild is on the table.
It can't be.
Well,
right?
No.
I got to think too. Like if John Shaika is as smart as he was billed, and he was billed as a smart guy when they hired him in Phoenix, and it was Phoenix back then, by the way.
It was.
And when they, when he's obviously worked in private money for a long time. Your job now is to be Vegas. Always be buying. Always be closing. You got a nice family, fuck you, right? Like you gotta have that sort of mentality, because you got, and the other thing I think Toronto needs to do is, what has Vegas done that's been their key to success? A, they win on the ice, right?
Yeah.
B, they've been vicious off the ice.
They were handed the greatest lottery in the history of
kept it going
expansion
for 10
drafts
years.
by the NHL, where they just allowed Vegas to fleece the entire league for good players.
So there's an interesting conversation to be had here. What Vegas has done since the expansion draft,
10 out of 10.
yeah, I think it's more viciousness and just a boldness that has allowed them to keep this going. But the venture capital that started the Vegas Golden Knights was the craziest set of circumstances we've ever seen in the history of expansion.
And it won't happen.
Maybe beyond, hey, Winnipeg, would you like Wayne Gretzky? No. Steve Dangle here on the SDPN YouTube channel. Click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends. I want to give a shout out to Not Producer Drew, who said, I won't be able to gift subs for the rest of the series, unfortunately. Just got emergency vet bill from my dog trying to make friends with a bobcat at 2 a.m. this morning. $5,500 US. First of all, wait, what did I say? 5.5, 8.5. They're both unimaginable. I hope your dog's okay. All around holy shit. Holy shit on several fronts. Holy shitting shit. I try not to swear on these streams, but I think a holy shit's pretty okay there. Holy shit. I am so sorry, dude. Yeah, I was going to ask that question too. Do you have pet insurance? Yeah. Listen, a lot of people don't like it. It saved my ass a few times. Over 300 stitches, Mudone. But he's doing fine, non-life threatening. Well, we'd love to hear that. Holy shit. Francois Labelle. So the Canes need a goalie. Can I interest you in Montembeault? What about Joseph Woll? Chickadee says, I was 20 minutes away from the tornado. I have picks. That's crazy. And Francois Labelle, how dare you, saying OT, OT, OT. There's never much love when we go OT, Francois. By the way, during this intermission, I did my Duolingo. You don't have to worry. You don't have to worry. Pet insurance saved my ass with Charlie. They did an operation on him. It was like $5,000. And they're like, this is what we can do for him. There's no guarantee he lives. And we had the money and said, screw it. Go for it. And he didn't make it. And then you go to the vet and they're like, we're so sorry. They slide the card reader at you. You're like, oh, this is a really bad day on a lot of fronts. But it covered a lot of it. All of it? No. A lot of it? Yeah. Giggling cat. Why do they keep rebroadcasting the same game over and over? I'm not sorry I missed the first 2 periods. Oh, it was pretty fun. But you are right. It's getting a little repetitive. At least it's like having your favorite song and repeat. You're like, you know what? This is a little much, but it is a banger. And then you still thank them. Yeah. Yeah. Who else wants to talk about traumatic pet things? Here, one sec. Luke Vella, who's often in these chats, sent that. Rusty Mitchell said in some countries they do that with people. Oh. Rick Bick. Jesse saying Vegas was handed great players in the draft is such a bad take. They were the odds-on favorite to finish last, and every article was about how bad they would be. Yeah, but we were wrong. Like, come on. Enough time has passed that we know the hockey world, except for the guys who run Vegas, were wrong. And most of the bad moves that were made were the teams who made the side deals. And the Leafs decided to learn nothing from that and sent Jared McCann to Seattle because they are absolute donkeys. It was to protect Kerfoot or Hall. I can't remember what. Oh, Jackson Blake just got flattened. So it's 3-3. 19:05 to go in the third period. Shots 23-12 for Carolina, and that doesn't bloody matter, does it? Here comes Vegas. Oh, there goes Vegas. Oh, definitely offside. Definitely offside right now. Barbashev. This is going to be fascinating if they score here. They're 100% offside. Taylor Hall gets out of the zone. Oh, couple bodies collide. Stankoven around for Jarvis. Jarvis is the only Hurricane in there. Multi-goal lead blown this season in 21% of games. Jeez, and the Leafs aren't even in it this year. That's crazy. Play is called. We get whistle. $90 seconds gone in the third here. Who's it gonna be? Jordan Stahl on the draw against Tomas Hertl in the Vegas zone. Trade Wool and Stollers, go for broke. I don't think they're going to do that. It's not impossible, honestly. New GM, everything's on the table. Vegas wins that draw. And they get out of their zone. Dorofeev. Stop by Bussy. Bussy, another stop. Oh! And this is going to be a penalty. Oh, wow. 18-18 to go in the third, and it's Keandre Miller going to the box. That's devastating. Oh, baby. Let's see what it was. 2 minutes tripping. Yep. I'm sure you were going after the puck. It doesn't matter, man. Not producer Drew. I have insurance. Oh, thank God. Minimum of 3-week turnaround for reimbursement. That sucks. No need to help with bills. He got a full body haircut. He will be fine. He's 120 pounds. Rot GSD mix. I'm not sure what that is. That looks like Frankenstein. Yeah, Hart just played it in the restricted zone again. Drew, when was the last time you saw any goalie get called for that? Yeah, like, yeah, no, you're right. It is fully a penalty. They don't call it. It's like it's supposed to be a penalty if you body check someone offside. Oh, Norviv couldn't quite get that pass. It happens every frigging game. Eichel in front. Oh, what a stop! Norviv didn't get everything on that. That's why Bussy was able to get over and stop it. Vegas still has it. Marner from the point deflected, and that's into the corner. Back to Marner at the point. Marner download Eichel one-timer. That's off target. Beyblades around, and both teams will have a chance to change. Carolina, most importantly, they got tired killers out there. Aho steals the puck, gets it around to Nikishin. What a great play there. And Nikishin gets it down the ice. 43 seconds to go in this penalty kill. Vegas with a chance to take their first lead of the night. Best period to do it in. William Karlsson. Hard around. Not yet. Now here comes Carolina 2-on-2, shorthanded. Aho with Jarvis. Aho, a shot. Oh, if that goes off a skate, it's in. But now here comes Vegas. Oh! Theodore almost had a chance there. Final seconds here. Onto the stick of Rasmus Anderson. Behind the net. Penalty's over. Howden in front. A shot into space. 16:09 to go in the third. Adrena Gray. Just lost power. Super windy on the West Coast. Cell service sucks. Steve keeps freezing. It's going to be a long night. I'm sorry, Adrena. I hope you at least got to see this part. Giggling Cat, thank you very much. You mentioned Verhaeghe with the Larkin trade. Well, that was Adam. He has a no move. Our entire top six in 3D are no move. Lundell keeps getting floated because he's literally the highest paid player we can freely move. Rodriguez is the next highest. Zito is committed. Florida's a fascinating team this offseason. Coughlin with it in his own end. Chatfield swats that away. Excuse me. Vegas, hard forecheck here. Will Carrier has it in his own end and floats it into the Vegas zone. Punched away by Lozon. But now here comes Carrier. Catches up to his own dumping. Hart holds on to that. And it is a whistle. So Drew's told me there's something I'm not allowed to read. Oh, winner of the giveaway of the Bruins stuff, courtesy of Fanatics and McFarland Toys, is Chloe Joseph. Congratulations to Chloe Joseph. Designer Drugs. Come on, guys. We can get more likes than 1,300. I agree. I got a very funny Instagram DM today. I was just chatting with someone, and they're like, by the way, I'm Designer Drugs. Oh, hello, Designer Drugs. Nikishin in a race for it with Karlsson. Karlsson gets it, tries to center it, loses it in his feet, but he sticks with it. Gets it to Marner. This line's been very good tonight. McNabb. Marner. Stolen. Stankoven. Hands it off. Good stick from Marner. Blake is taken down, and now here comes Vegas. It's Marner. He's taken down by Walker and given a little extra. There's a stick behind the Carolina net. Miller out there. Walker. Vegas moving it around their zone. But here comes Eichel with speed, 2-on-2. Here he comes. Toe drag, sticks with it. Eichel. Whoa! That skates through the blue paint. Stone. Eichel. Goes through the blue paint again. Vegas looks great this third period. I'm feeling very good about my Vegas prediction. Martinook. Aho. Shot. Stopped and a whistle. And someone's stick broke. I think it was Aho's. Eichel's one of the smoothest skaters in the NHL, man. $14 and 6 seconds to go in the third. Vegas catching up a little bit on the shots. 24-15, still in favor of Carolina. This has been a long break, right? Yeah, Designer Drugs sent 5 SDPN memberships. Should they be in commercial break and they just don't? What's going on? Okay, here it is. That was a weird break, right? What happened there? Sissons versus Stahl in the Vegas zone. Stahl wins that back to Chatfield. Chatfield. Jarvis. Slavin on wide. Jarvis catches up to it. Keeps it alive only for a moment. Sissons into the feet of Hurdle. Swatted around the neutral zone. In deep in the Vegas zone now. Theodore. What a stop up. Oh my goodness. Chatfield within the neutral zone. Swatted deep by Ehlers. That's behind the Vegas net now. Oh! Jarvis alone in front! Stopped! How did that puck end up on his stick? And another chance! And a goal! Jordan Stahl! Puck in midair! Reaching for it, diving for it, swats at it on the backhand. This guy cannot be stopped. The captain of the Hurricanes gets yet another one. His 5th career multi-goal playoff game. What an insane stat for a guy you don't exactly associate with neck-breaking offense. Carolina's taking the 4-3 lead. Oh, Stahl, that was so last ditch. It barely crosses the line, too. Oh, I think it hits the camera. Does this? We're about to find out. Whoa, back. It hits the camera. What a wacky sequence and what a crazy goal. 13-25 to go in the third now because puck has dropped. 5th of the cup final for Stahl. That's friggin' insane. Stahl for the Conn Smythes is Sports Talk Chud. Jordo Conn Smythe. Yo, if they win, you have to think about it. Wow. Jordan Stahl. I mean, I guess Howden's pretty weird too, given the regular season he had. Oh, Dowd got hit with a high stick. Is there a penalty? I don't think so. Carolina feathers it to the Vegas bench. Here comes Noah Hannafin with a lane, a shot, a stop. Slavin. Airmailed. Stahl has 5 in this cup final. He has 7 in the playoffs. That means he had 2 heading into the series. What the hell is that? On. That's wide. In the Vegas zone. Robert sent 5 SDPN memberships. Thank you, Mr. Robert. Stahl and Rod, name a better duo. I cannot. Cross ice to Goss Despair. 12-12 to go in the third. Make a wish. Stankoven. Blake. Shay says, you missed my last chat. Can someone find that? I did. Goss Despair. It's a fight in the corner for it. Anderson looks like he's come up with it. Carolina holds the zone. Walker on through traffic. Rebound. Martinook. Oh, they can't get the shot off, and it's in the neutral zone. Keandre Miller gains center and dumps it. 11:20 to go in the second. Stone gets it out. What a pass to Barbashev, but swatted away. Oh, here comes Eichel. Where's the puck? There it is, off the end boards. It's in the neutral zone for Martinook. He gains center and dumps it. Eichel. Barbashev tries to find Eichel. That's deflected into the corner. Oh! Jarvis was almost lined right up. Almost had a break. But here comes Vegas as they get it deep. Excuse me. Chatfield dumps it. It gets away from everyone. This might be a partial break for Sissons. He drives. Stopped by Bussy. Didn't get much on it. A shot. That doesn't get through. Lozon is blocked. Carolina struggling here. Dorofeev fighting off Chatfield. Chatfield gets it off the boards. Is it out? It is. Is it icing? It's not. Deep in Carolina's end. A fight for it. It's, oh, there's no one at the Vegas point. Anderson has to fire it in as the Vegas Golden Knights re-rack. No Hurricanes there. What is this? Sloppy. Dowd. Oh, high slot. Picked off by Carrier. Gets it to the neutral zone. I think Carolina might change here. Anderson to Hannafin. Hannafin dumps it. Slavin. Gostisbehere. Dumped. Theodore. Stone. Bit of difficulty getting out of his end, but he gets there. Walker on Eichel. Eichel with it. Eichel's looked great this third period. Very dangerous. Stone. Barbashev. Good pass. A shot. Somehow that doesn't hit anything and it avoids the Carolina net. Walker. Down the ice. This might be a break. Hall. He's got a lane. Crashes the net. Can't get the shot off. Hall with it in the corner. Around for Martinook. Can't handle the pass. There's Slavin. A shot. Tried to pick a corner. Stankoven. He's hit by Stone. Behind the net, Theodore says, give me that. Stone. Man, you cannot take the puck off that guy. Bussy plays the puck all the way to the neutral zone. Barbashev with it. Hurricanes, get rid of it. Oh, Martinook in a race with Lozon. Lozon wins it. Svechnikov, good job holding the zone, stifling the Vegas breakout at minimum. And now here comes Vegas. Gostisbehere racing for it. He gets there first. Airmailed to the neutral zone. This is going to be icing, I think. Yep, 7:46 to go in the third. The super chat I missed there from Shay. Here's a fun pet story. Oh, I could use those. I had to punch a hawk in the face one time as he tried to kill my 8-week-old Shetland sheepdog puppy. I guess everyone's all right. So that is, yeah, that's fun. That's fun. Mike Farino, Hart can't start game 5, right? 4 goals against in each game. Absolutely unacceptable. I mean, he's been better than Anderson, which is a low bar. You could argue he's been better than Bussy tonight, which again is not an incredibly high bar. And Aiden Hill was very bad this season. So that's a fascinating one. Oh, Michael, stop. There's a rebound. Gostisbehere. Wow. Martinook. Oh, there was no need to do that. He iced the puck, bats it out of midair. He didn't have to do that. 7:30 to go in the third. Why did he ice it? Why is that not goalie interference? I think Miller pushed him. Let me see. So Marner cross ice to Eichel. What a great stop from Bussy. I don't know. I don't really see egregious goalie interference there. Anderson drives the net. Anderson can't get the shot off. Miller bobbles it, gets rid of it though. Carolina needs to change so bad. They get at least a couple guys off. Here comes Hannafin, fires it in. Uh-oh, Johnny, the Vegas good luck charm is here, so they are coming back. Again? Seven minutes to go in the third. Vegas down a goal. This game is a long way from over. Steve Dangle on the SDPN YouTube channel. Click like. Click subscribe. Tell all your friends. Oh, Sisson says the puck taken off him. Drew, are you still going to bring up that tweet? That commercial? Oh, yeah. Clap Bomb says, hi, Steve. Hi, Clap Bomb. Hi, Benny. Slavin takes out Carlson. Ehlers receives the puck fortuitously on the forehand. He'll flip it in. McNabb has to get that from the corner. Where is it? It's in the neutral zone. Dorofeev absorbs a check. Here's Sean Walker with it. No icing here. Lozon. Kept in by Robinson. And they're going to call that a hand pass. Remember I said there were 7 minutes left? 6 minutes and 2 seconds left now. Not producer Drew. Fun pet story. My girlfriend's border collie likes to ride on the backs of her sheep. That is fun. Steve Dangle on the SDPN YouTube channel. Click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends. Drew, I am ready. And a reminder that my reaction is going to be delayed because I see things a few seconds after you do. And I refreshed it. Mitch Marner, 3 goals, 5 assists, 8 points, is the 5th player in the past 106 years to record 8 or more points through his first 4 Stanley Cup final games, joining Brian Leach, Mario Lemieux, Toe Blake, and Mikko Rantanen. Yep. Yepers. You bet. You betcha. Absolutely. Like I said, this is the 10th straight playoff Mitch Marner has let me down. And Adam's legitimate point is, hey, he was fine in like 2018. And like, he's right. But he has as many goals in this playoff run as he did in 2019, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 combined. And almost as many series. That's not true. It's crazy. So Rod Brindamore, they just showed a clip of him being asked about Brandon Bussey before the series even began. How has he been a letdown this year? Because he didn't do it here. That's the joke. Mendoza. Sorry, Simpsons humor. Is Mendoza the name of the Vegas quarterback? Drew, does it bother you at all that I won fantasy football and I know absolutely nothing? Like, I know less than nothing about. You still think I had a secret manager? Yeah, it's called Yahoo. What happened? Did the Leafs just use Marner poorly? Oh, we don't have time to do all that right now. But there will come a time. Other than last summer. Barbashev plays it behind the net. Miller. Walker. It's, wow, aggressively bouncing. Vegas holds the zone. It's behind the net for Dorofeev. It's in front. Carolina gets rid of it. Will this be enough for icing? No. Hannafin collects it in his own end. 5:25 to go in the third. Still lots of time, but it's ticking away. Hannafin. 5:15. Marner stripped by Jackson Blake. That's definitely a high stick. Yep. Mark Stone plays it. 5:09 to go in the third. What do we got, folks? You don't got to say who you think's going to win. Are we getting overtime? Yes or no? It's a simple question, doctor. Are we getting overtime? Yes or no? How about the poem? Can you read on STPN if not here? I don't really think we have enough time to read a whole poem on the stream. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. Svechnikov. I do know of it. Svechnikov is blocked. Marner receives it in his feet, kicks it back to Svechnikov. Martinuk around. Marner feeds Eichel in his own end. Eichel stops up at the blue line. Carolina swats him away. Chatfield, Aho, Stone. Under 4.5 minutes to go in the third. Remember I said there's lots of time left? We're not going to say lots. There's enough. 4 minutes and 16 seconds to go in the third, and that's icing against Vegas. Oh, so they're saying there was contact, so the faceoff's going to go to center ice? Oh, so we're going to commercial break. Steve Dangle on the SDPN YouTube channel. Click like, click subscribe. Tell all your friends. Talon Sear, it would be cinema to see Mike Babcock do his first press conference as Oilers head coach, like Sideshow Bob's inaugural speech. Francois Lebel, 84-0 makes no sense. I got 84-0 on the Daily Gauntlet. 20 Stutzla, 60s Gilles Tremblay, Patrick Kane, Al McInnes, Drew Doughty, and Pekka Rinne. I've had like a dozen teams better than that. Still never gotten 84-0. Kane should have gone with Ayers tonight. Drew, after the stream, we got to do one. Right? Yeah, 184-0. Oh, go until we get perfect. We would be here all night. Hey, if this game ends in regulation, when are you doing cup check? Tonight? Drew says tonight. Osino says, do the Mike Babcock voice. Well, I'm really out of practice. I do want to point that out, but I think if I hear him a few more times, could probably figure it out. How's that? JG Parsons, why didn't the Blackhawks simply keep Hasek in 92? Did they play him wrong? I'd have to check it out. I feel like I wrote about this. Because like Hasek was a weird prospect. He was drafted in 83. He didn't come over until 1990. And when he played, he wasn't like stats were fine. And then he just turned into the best goalie in the world, like very abruptly and for a very long time. Did not let go of that title for a number of years. 4:04 to go in the third. Down the ice, no icing. Keandre Miller. Vegas is absolutely flying. Ehlers gets that out. Is that going to be enough? Oh, that's perfect. That was perfect. No icing. It stopped like in front of the line. That's like the best clear I think I've ever seen. Slavin Chatfield. Nope, never mind. He was looking for Chatfield, I thought. Ehlers cross ice. That's deflected. Aho is going to get around Rasmus Anderson here. He swats it around. No one there. Hannafin up the boards, but Carlson can't get to it. 3:20 to go in the third. When does Vegas go for the extra attacker? Barbashev. Chatfield's been so good in this game. His helmet's coming off. He's got to put it back on. Hurricanes very clearly too many men, and they didn't call it. Here comes Dorofeyev. Tries to get around Miller. That was definitely too many men, right, Drew? I'm not crazy. Hurdle to the point. Theodore. I don't know what my mouth did there. Stankoven clears the zone. He'll flip it into the Vegas zone. 2:38 to go in the third. Theodore, 2:30. Hurricanes swat him away at the red line. 2:20. Eichel. Carolina swats them away. Can they get it deep, though? The battle along the boards. Eichel comes up with it. 2:05. Hands it off. Up the ice. Chipped in. Bussy holds on to it with 1:59 to go in the third. And Hart's gone to the bench for the extra attacker for Vegas. Brandon Bussy's parents in the stands. What must they be feeling? Man, I cannot imagine being a goalie parent. I think it'd be cool. Like, my son is 5, so everyone gets a turn playing goalie. He's made some pretty fun saves. But in these high stakes games, in these non-Timbits games, I just can't imagine. Like, did they look happy? Did they look like they were enjoying themselves to you? No one in this next, what do we got? 119 seconds. It will be pure jubilation. This series has been tight. Is this Lincoln Park? Good for Vegas. Hurdle's going to take this draw. Stone, Marner, Eichel, Dorofeyev, and I imagine Theodore all out there. Oh, Eichel stopped. Boy, he had a flurry right off the draw. Stone tries to go in front. Carolina clears it. Dorofeyev has it in his own end, hounded by Jarvis. 1:40 to go. Theodore up the ice. Hurdle gets it deep. Chatfield hard around, gets it out. 90 to go. And that's going to be icing with 1:26 to go in the third. Scott Dreger sent a laughing pair. How did this get 84-0 on today's gauntlet? Philip Forsberg, Denny Savard, Kempe, Bouchard, McInnes, Plant. I think the algorithm's messing with me. Brian Decord, Joey's dad, wrote a book called How to Be a Goalie Parent. He's a goalie coach. It sounds stressful. I did not know that. And Carolina win inbound, as I said earlier in the game, from Andrew Doucette. Off the draw, Marner battling Slavin in the corner. Stone, Marner, Stone. Swatted by Slavin, but Marner has it. Marner to Eichel at the point. Cross ice to Theodore. On. Stop by Bussy. It's in the corner. There's a fight for it. Ehlers clears it. Oh! And it goes in the net! It took a funny bounce, and it goes in the net! How did that happen? 54.8 seconds to go in the third. I don't even think the Hurricanes know. What an unexpected empty netter. The hockey god smiling down on the Hurricanes. How did that happen? Let's see. Theodore puts it on. That goes into the corner. It was poke checked away by Bussy. Ehlers swings it around. Oh, you know what? I think that might have been the Vegas player. I think that's an own goal there. Who's the player? Was it Theodore? I'm rewinding. Ehlers. I think it hit Theodore's stick. Like he didn't even swat at it. So Vegas is going to try to score. It's unlikely they come back, but I wouldn't put anything past them. 40 seconds to go in the third here. Ehlers 7th of the playoffs. He's been incredible. Unassisted. Dorofeyev can't find his man. Cleared. It's an empty net again. Marner, 30 seconds to go. They need 2 goals. Hurdle. They lose the zone. Surely that's it. 20 seconds to go in the third. Marner up the ice. Icing against Vegas, and that's the dagger right there. 14.2 seconds to go in the third. Carolina is about to even this series up at 2. Marner laying a pick in that play. I love you, hockey gods never change. The series deserves to go 7. And what a hell of a hook by Chatfield. Steve, is Bussy Kane's next season starters? He might start game 1, but I don't know about by the end of the season. Like Kochetkov is very legitimate for them, but he had a very, very trying season. Carolina wins that draw. They get it deep. Wow. Carolina bent up 2-0, up 3-1. They blow it. Jordan Staal gets his second of the game, and a wacky empty netter gives Carolina the 5-3 victory in game 4. And Brandon Bussy steps into the Stanley Cup final. And this series will go at least 6 games as we are knotted up at 2. Steve Dangle here on the SDPN YouTube channel. Click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends. Dancing Bear, I hope we go after Hellebuck in the offseason. Panthers? The Lenny Lenovo Center is going to get loud on Thursday, says Spicy Bricey. Lenny! Anxious Bakery. That sounds like a bakery I own. Did Ehlers just score an empty netter from behind his own goal line? LMAO, the series rules. I think he might have, yeah. And it is now best of 3. Steve, are you going to cover the Marlies Calder Cup run? I badly want to. If I could clone myself, I'd think about it, honestly. Pluto Boy 85. Do we get games 5-7 Marner? I think that narrative's dead, but I guess we'll see. Thanks for running Marner out of town, you big Italian meanie. Frick Adam too. Jesse's fine though. Hashtag crab people. Hi, Nick. Huff Dud. Game 7 triple OT. Calling it now. No cup for Hart. And Denise Campbell sent a lovely cake. Thank you for the cake. Adam Marley streams. I doubt it. We'll talk about it. When does it even start? Let me close the broadcast. So Friday, June 12th, Sunday, June 14th, Tuesday, June 16th. Is it just every second day? Oh, back-to-backs? That's how you know it's the AHL, baby. So games 1 through 4 are every second day. Game 5 is the day after game 4. And then it's every second day again. But this series goes Chicago, Chicago, Toronto, 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 Chicago, Chicago, because it's the AHL and that's how it works there. Piccolo Jr. That was a nutty start to finish, or that was nutty start to finish. No OT needed. Glad you do these streams. Always a great time. And send some of these game 4 vibes to San Antonio too. Ooh. Yes, Trusif? Oh, Drew says he has 84-0 ready to go. Let's do it. I am ready. Oh, you made a graphic for it and everything. Oilers 2020s. Okay, I feel like because of the defense algorithm, that Bouchard sucks in this filter. So here's the risk, right? This is the first pick. If I redraw era, I could get Gretzky in the 80s. But if I don't, I'm getting a worse version of McDavid or like nothing. Go McDavid. I've got Gretzky a bunch of times and lost. Who cares? We have the 2020s Avalanche. Oh, Cale Makar. Most 2020s teams you don't want, really. It's crazy how good Georgiev is in this. Yeah, Makar for sure. 2010s Blue Jackets. Okay, I either burn a redraw or I go Bob. I think I gotta go Bob. I don't know. Drew goes, yeah, question mark. Well, okay, what am I okay, I can't redraw era because that's gonna suck. And if I redraw team, I'm just drawing from the 2010s, which isn't a great era. I go Bob. 80s Hawks. Who was on the 80s Hawks? We got Doug Wilson. Doug Wilson's pretty good. 39 goals on uh, now redraw team in the 80s. Yeah. Although I've never seen Doug Wilson in one of these. Let's go Doug Wilson. 90s Rangers. Okay. Okay. So we got Adam Graves. I love gravy. I think we got a redraw team here, and we're looking for like Bure. Solani would be good. We got the Kings. So that's Robitaille. Robitaille's real good. Yeah, let's go Robitaille on left wing. Jets of the 2010s right wing. Yeah, if I redraw, I get Solani. Yeah, let's redraw. Redraw era. Let's go for it. 90s Solani. We're going for it. Drew, I don't want to hear your reaction. I don't want to hear your reaction. Just click it. Let's see what we get. He laughed. 80-4. Like, yo, our defense stinks. Our attack is crazy, though. That's about as high an attack as I've ever seen in this filter. I think this is impossible, and you're all lying. 84-0. I think the Daily Gauntlet is screwy. Back to back for the AHL because Toronto's World Cup games on the 17th and 20th. Oh, I didn't even think of that. Okay, so we're gonna start 90s Penguins. Drew's just basically trying to rig this thing for me. Now we got you can do better than Lemieux, just not much better. And there's Paul Coffey. I feel like this filter kind of hates offensive defensemen, don't you? It likes all around defensemen. Like Makar, I think it likes because I've seen a bunch of 84. But like you said, I think Doug Wilson screwed us up. Yager or Lemieux? I'm gonna go Yager. I'm basically hoping for Gretzky. 2020's Oilers, or do I go for broke and try to get Gretzky, and then I'll have Gretzky Yager? You think I take McDavid Yager? Let's do McDavid. Fine. It's so early. 2010 Blue Jackets. Ugh. Do you remember what our goalie stats were? He was fine. All right, go Bob. Watch, we're gonna get 70s Habs, and I'm gonna pass up on Dryden. 2010s Blackhawks. Surprisingly crap for a team that had 3 cups. You know what though? I think Duncan Keith. I don't understand the algorithm. So I'm going Duncan Keith. 2020's Avs. Yo, Makar Keith? That's crazy. And then I have both rerolls to get a good left winger. This 2010's Rangers. Yuck. All right, so redraw team or era? Era. They had some guys. Let's redraw era. 90s Adam Graves, so that's not going to be good enough. There's some really good players in the 90s. Maybe we get Robitaille again or something. Let's redraw a team. Penguinos. Kevin Stevens. Very, very good. Let's go Kevin Stevens. This could do it. I doubt it, but it could do it. Can't believe I've never got this. It's so frustrating, dude. 79 4-1. Frig off. 13 shutouts. Yeah, Bob is not the problem. What do you think, Drew? Well, last one. I got excited for a sec because I misread the record. Yeah, me too. 50 tabs. All right. Rocket. You got to go Rocket. Or Jacques Plante. I think Rocket is OP in this filter. Oh, but Plante. You already picked it? It's fine. 2010 Sabres. Shoot. Oh, wait. No, wait a sec. Redraw era and go for Hasek? Or LaFontaine. Redraw era here. Let's go early. So do I want Pat LaFontaine or Dominic Hasek? LaFontaine. Oh, he's a center though. I go Hasek. It's Hasek. He's the best goalie ever. 90s Habs. Oh, I could have had Patrick Waugh here. Shoot. And I can't redraw era. That's so unfortunate. Yeah. Yeah, if we redraw team here, we're kind of boned. So, okay, we have some D, like Matthew Schneider, Eric Desjardins. Yeah, you're not going 84. No, you're right. I think I have no choice but to redraw a team and just go for it. 90s Blackhawks. Oh, okay. So that's like, yeah, Chelios. Is Amante there? No. Okay. Yeah, go Chelios. And now we gotta hope and pray for a center, a left wing, and a D. 90s Penguins is good. I think you kind of have to take Lemieux here. You think go coffee? I think the algorithm hates coffee. I've gotten coffee so many times. 2010 Sabres. Oh, it's Blues. Sorry, Blues. Oh, Petro. Petro. I've seen teams with Petro win. 60s Leafs. Oh, they won cups. So when you go, oh, like Frank Mahovlich is a good pull. That's a good team. Oh, this could do it. This could do it. This could do it. Drew's guess is 74. I am guessing a heartbreaking 82 1-1. What do we got? Ah! What do I gotta do? 83-1. 17 shutouts. Come on. Come on. Oh. Huff Dud says I found Golgari is the most important. Do you mean goaltending? Needs to be plus 92. Larkin to Pittsburgh. Help Sid win now. That's actually sort of interesting. I don't think Larkin would waive, though. Because you could do like Raquel or something crazy. Yeah. Just got 84-0 with McDavid, Forsberg. I assume you mean Philip Forsberg because Peter Forsberg was the center. Lanny McDonald, Doug Wilson, Doughty, and Plot. You're all trolling. I hate this. Well, series is tied. Next game is Thursday. Exclamation mark and not question mark. All right, folks, I will see you for game 5 on Thursday. It's a new series, and now it's a best of 3. For now, that is it for this stream. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell your friends. Thursday is game 5. And tonight, we have Cup Check.